What's a hero? Is that like a sandwich? Hit that sandwich. Ah! Ashley, what are you doing? Oh my god, Ashley's freaking out. Seriously, look at her. She's like, ah, help me. She's Ashley, seriously, stop it. She's like, I gotta get my workout in, man. I gotta get my steps in. Okay, seriously, stop. Can you? Is she stuck on that? Oh crap! I think she's stuck. And it sucks because I actually need to get to that little area where she's stuck at. Ashley, get off of that. There she goes. All right, good job, Ashley. Electronic skill too low. Oh man, I thought Garrus. Wait a minute, let me check. Do I have any points that I can give Garrus? Oh, he has 11 points. Okay. Sure. Let's go ahead and give him as many points as he needs. Which is fine. That's basically the reason I bring this for decryption and electronics. Okay, decryption. He's maxed on assault rifles. Okay, we got 1 point left. We'll give him a little armor. There we go. I'm actually getting into the game now. I think I said that the other day, but yeah, I'm actually getting into the game now. It's pretty interesting. I thought I had already beaten it at one point. Oh crap. Because I was like facing one of the big baddies, and I thought maybe, well, is this the end of the game? Oh crap, man, this is actually kind of hard. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to get it in time. I was facing one of the big baddies, and I thought it was like the final boss. Because some games are like that, especially older ones where, you know, the game itself is only like 15 hours or so. And so I was like, oh wow, is this it? But no, it's not it yet. We still got a little ways to go. Man, this decryption is actually hard. Ah, dang it. Yeah, this one's a little difficult. Get in there. There we go. Frictionless materials. Shredder rounds, energized plating. Ooh, that could be interesting. Oh, and I leveled. Alright, so we got that. Let's see, civilian structure. Let's go check out this place. Yeah, roaming around in this thing is a little weird. It's kind of fun, but at the same time it's kind of annoying. Simply because often the terrain that you have to traverse in these little areas is just so annoying. Boobies? What do you mean boobies? Why do you have a monocle? Okay. Yeah, the first part of this map before I started streaming was a pain in the butt. Now it's not so... Oh. Didn't I just... Is this a different one? See, I was over here. Okay, so I went to this one first, then the okay. Yeah, I know I haven't been here yet. There we go. What do you mean boobies? Nobody has giant boobs here. Everybody's just kind of eh. Her chest is very defined. Who, her? Or Ashley? Yeah, they look pretty average. I mean, she looks, you know, like a woman. Oh, I got some baddies in here. Okay, so we have not been here. Let's see if either of them get in my way this time. If I accidentally shoot them in the back of the head. gonna release new music. What's the name of your new song, Dre Day? Okay. Oh, I see somebody's shadow. Oh, I think he's up there. That's weird. Ouch. Did you shoot me? I think he shot me. Why do you want to shoot me, man? Oh, there's another one. Yeah, Dre's new song is called Dre Day. Named after Dr. Dre's old school song with the same name. Me and You Summer Vibe song for the ladies. Oh. So is it more R&B tip? That's what it sounds like. That's generally what they do when they want a little summertime vibe for the ladies. Me and you, your mama and your cousin too. Rolling down the strip on Vols. Running up, slamming Cadillac doors. Rap, then power metal. Wow, that's an interesting selection. I don't really have a favorite. I just like most of it, except country. You're singing the hook? Oh, I gotta hear this. We have absolutely gotta hear this. Yeah, you gotta share it with us when you're ready, man. Oh, a Ryko 9. It's actually a good pistol. So lots of good gear here. Okay. And are we supposed to provide feedback, or is this just like, you know, this is the song, deal with it? Your engineer showed you how to hit melodies. So is it just, are you just releasing the track, or is it like an actual music video? Because that'd be kind of crazy, man. It's like Dre's latest music video. I don't know, you could be like at a park or something with a girl and just be walking around singing the song. And, I don't know. Or you could do like a weird thing and go with the alien vibe and, you know, dress up as an alien, hanging out with a human woman and walking into the park as an alien. And the whole time that the human chick is like, what the hell is he doing? Why is he dressed like an alien? This is weird. Audio version of music video in July. Okay. Let's see. Do I even want to bother with this little area? Oh, a science facility. Let's take a look. Dre's into I think he said he does a lot of rap music, but it looks like he's going a little R&B here. I know Moni does music too, right? Moni does Muppet music. Ooh, do we have baddies out here? We do. There we go. No, it's not. There's a dude right there. Yeah, it's not easy to hit from this far away. There we go. If you ever listen to Dr. Dre's The Chronic, that's what Dre Dollars does his music about. I can't be faded. I'm a lyrics that I can't say because they're offensive. I can't be faded. Now, if you want to mess with Dre, pick the wrong mother trucking day. Sexy rap love songs. Sexy rap love song. I'm trying to think who did. I mean, would that be like? Oh gosh, who used to do that stuff back in the day? Was it 112? Tupac, Biggie Smalls, Wu-Tang Clan. New artists. Stacks and Giant Alex. There aren't very many new rappers that I actually even listen to. I'll listen to like Kendrick Lamar because he's actually good. But yeah, as far as recent rappers, yeah, I just not crazy about the new rap. Kendrick is hella good though. Yeah, most new rap is pretty crap. Your assault. Yeah, so I mean, I could probably name some of these newer rappers simply because, well, people listen to them for some reason, but they're awful. They're just so bad. It's like I don't get how people can get into that. I mean, I guess some of the beats are nice, but other than that, most of the lyrics and stuff that they do is pretty awful. I guess there was that's one of the things where I grew up in like the golden age of rap. So I heard all the earlier stuff, and then I lived through all the really great stuff like the NWAs and the Ice Cubes, the Ice T's, Too Short, stuff like that. Leaders of the New School. Oh my God, they were good. There's a lot of good rappers. I mean, seriously, pick any rap album from like 1990 to like 1995, and it's like you almost can't miss. There's so much good rap music in that little area right there. You could probably even go back to as far as 1987 and pick a good rap album. It was a little harder to find a good one back in '87, but did I just come from here? Got a sub to your YouTube channel? Okay, sure. Share it, man. Yeah, share your YouTube link. I feel like that can be said about a lot of music genres these days, but just seem to get worse over time. I think Dave Grohl, who is famous for... Oh, am I going back outside? I didn't want to go back outside. Oh, crap. No, let's go back. Dave Grohl said it best. He said that, and in case you don't know who Dave Grohl is, he was the drummer for Nirvana and is currently the frontman for Foo Fighters. So he knows a thing or two about music. But he said it best that he feels that American Idol was a real turning point in music in that it got worse and worse and worse from there. And I think he's right. Because there are so many people out there that were just trying to do something mainstream, just so they could try and maybe get noticed, and not really going out and just being creative and just sort of, coming up with their own style and doing their own thing. And he's right. If you go back and watch, I don't know if you can actually, maybe there is a way to do it, but if you go back and watch all the old American Idol stuff, and I know American Idol's still around, but if you watch even some of their earlier shows, like the first season I guess was okay because we'd never seen anything like that. at the time. Like season 1 and season 2 were okay, but after that it starts to go downhill. There's almost no originality in that show. Oh, this is an empty room? I guess so. So yeah, I think that's what happened, is that everybody got this idea that, oh, this is the kind of music that I need to make, and you know, that and the fact, like you had mentioned just a second ago, the whole thing with autotune. Yeah, autotune is just ugh. I mean, autotune's been around for a long time, but even you know, back in my heyday when a lot of the music artists that I listened to, some of them used autotune, some of them didn't. Which I thought was awesome, but some of them did, and it was very, very mild. Like if you just listened to the music, you couldn't really tell, and that was the whole point of autotune, is just to kind of fix those tiny little mistakes here and there. Now it's just a massive crutch, just a huge crutch. Everybody uses it, and it sucks because there are some people out there that actually can sing, but it's just become the industry norm to, god dang it, to use autotune. Dang, I'm going to have to try this again. So now everybody uses it, and most music, because of it, sounds like crap. It just sounds so ugly. It's just like, ugh. Ooh, a crossfire. Get rich off of YouTube. Pioneer team rarely consists of more than a few dozen specialists. It's clear that none of them have survived. Oh, that's terrible. I'll have to answer for. Kinetic coil. Oh, high explosive rounds. Yeah, I mean, because again, nobody's going to be... Most people cannot, you know... There are a handful of very, very good singers out there. But for the most part, I would say probably 80% of the people who do vocalization, they're all right, but, you know, there's always going to be little mistakes here and there, and that's fine. So to make little corrections, I think that's okay. I think that's the proper way to use autotune. However, like I said, some people are just using it as a massive crutch, and it just sounds awful. Because you don't even have to... I mean, if you don't have to be a great singer to get into music. I mean, when you're rapping, you're not really... Well, I guess some people would kind of consider that a way of singing, but it doesn't sound like it to me. You have to have talent now. It's like no one has talent. Exactly. It's like, you know, that's why when I look back, and this was even way before my time, but there was, I don't know if y'all ever heard of her. I didn't even hear about her until I was a teenager. But my mother used to listen to her. Actually used to listen to the group called the Carpenters. They were big like back in the 70s. And I finally got a chance to listen to them, and their stuff is, it sounds, I mean, compared to some of the stuff that you've heard today, it's going to sound very basic, but it just sounds so good and pure, and just, it's just them playing their instruments, and it's Karen Carpenter just singing, and she's really good. She's really, really good. Not only that, but Karen Carpenter was an amazing drummer. I mean, like, seriously, if you all ever get bored, go and YouTube the name Karen Carpenter on drums and just watch some of those videos. She actually was a terrific drummer, because back in the 70s, female drummers, that it just really wasn't a thing. She was like a unicorn at the time, man. And so to see a woman drummer was very, very rare, and to see one that was actually that good was even more rare. She was, I think at the time, she was considered the best female drummer, at least in the business, and even one of the top drummers among everybody, men or women. She was amazing. But yeah, I look back at stuff like that, and that's kind of what I compare it to. Maybe that's why I'm a little spoiled. T-Pain did it best. No, you know who did it best? Nate Dogg. Do you remember Nate Dogg? Yeah, poor guy. He's not with us anymore. But yeah, Nate Dogg was on a ton of records. He was on a bunch of Dre's records. He was on Dog Pound records. He was on Snoop Dogg's records. Yeah, he did a lot of really good stuff. He had his own record too. Unfortunately, it didn't sell very well. But Yeah, everybody remembers Nate Dogg. So yeah, when I heard that he had died, I was like, ah, that's too bad, man. And it kind of sucks too, because I thought that he had hopefully made more money than he did. Turns out he didn't really make a lot of money from music. Because I remember I read a news story. It was shortly after he had passed away. About there was, because he passed away at a relatively young age. I think he was like in his early 50s. So he didn't have any sort of living will or anything like that. So when it came time to, break down his estate, he didn't really have much. He had a little bit of money. He had a few $1,000s in the bank, and then he had a house, and that was it. And you would think, or at least I would think, that somebody who had been on that many amazing records would have seen a really nice payday. And maybe he did. Maybe he just spent all his money. I don't know. But I was a little saddened to see that he didn't have a lot. I mean, I guess he had enough. You know what I mean? Like, he probably was still getting his residual payments from all the work that he did, and then he had a house, and he's like, well, I'm good now. I can just chill at home, collect $5,000 a month, and be happy. No one knows Sam Cooke today. Sam Cooke. That name rings a bell. I don't think I've ever really listened to his stuff, though. Sam Cooke. Ah, Sam Cooke. Okay. Died in 64. Wow, he died young. He was only 33. Let's see, what's a change is gonna come? Bring it home to me, twisting the night away. I bet if I listen to some of his songs, I'll be like, oh, I know that song. And I think I've mentioned it to y'all before. The biggest reason why I know a lot of music from the 60s and the 70s is because my uncle. My uncle lived with us for a while when I was a small child, and he had a lot of records, like old school records, and he would just put them on. And he had a lot of Beatles stuff. He had a lot of old Aerosmith stuff and some Led Zeppelin. What else did he have? He had Black Sabbath. Just all kinds of good old school stuff. So yeah, that's how I got into a lot of that stuff. That's surprisingly not where I heard about the Carpenters. Let's see, where am I going here? Oh, I gotta go down. Detroit artist named Dej Loaf. Who's Dej Loaf? Is he like a big time local? Oh, right. I gotta check and see if I need... Did I get any upgrades? Ooh. Sledgehammer. Let's go to that. Cool dampener 2. Okay. Explosive. Okay, that's fine. Burb. Incendiary rounds. Let's do explosive. That. Polonium rounds. Toxic damage. Let's just do the sledgehammer rounds. Nothing better than just a bunch of brute force. Oh, that's right. I got that new armor. Let's see. So the Scorpion 7. I've got the Colossus 8. The Gladiator 8. And the Predator. Wow, okay. So lots of good stuff. And these are medium armors. That's just... Oh, okay. That's the same thing, just prettier. That actually looks kind of nice. What's the Predator look like? Ah, just green. Okay. A rapper R&B artist that blew up 5 years ago, but she's your favorite. Nice. Give her a call. Oh, look at that. Fancy. That's medium armor. What about the Colossus? Is that... Oh, that's the Gladiator. Let's see. Colossus. Oh, that looks neat. Let's see, damage protection, shields 345. Damage protection. Okay, the shields on that one sucks. Yeah, that gladiator armor is just not that good. That's Scorpion. Oh, Scorpion has really good shields. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, the Predator has really good shields. And this one, okay, I think I'm gonna stick with the Colossus. Damage protection is shields. I know this has more shields, but the damage protection is less. Cool. Okay, so we'll leave that as it is. All right. Couple of points. Let's see. Seriously, Dre, just let us know when you post. Dude, you are more than welcome, Dre, to come into Discord or come onto the streams and post a link. I have absolutely no problem with you doing that. If you want, I will even start out, because you know how sometimes I'll start out a stream with like a music, a music number or something? I will start my stream out with a music number that is from you, as long as it's clean. Unfortunately, I don't really want to use something that's got, tons of F-bombs and stuff like that in it. But yeah, you're more than welcome to come and share it, dude. You're one of our old school buddies, so you can come and share all that stuff. Shotguns, pistols. Marksman, Bayman, okay, cool. Let's see, what's our helmet look like? Okay. Okay, Ashley's already got some really good armor. Oh, she doesn't have medium armor training. I'll give her this one, though. We'll give her yeah. Here, you get that one now. Actually, let me go to Ashley and give her the better weapons. She's better at using them. Avalanche. Okay. Wow, I got 2 of those pistols. I didn't even realize that. It's fine there. Let's see, what's with the heavy armor? Ooh. I think I'll let her keep that. That actually works for her. What about the medium? Oh, is this the old gladiator stuff? Oh, okay. Actually, she's good with heavy armor. I want her to have the heavy armor. Okay, that works. Supporters telling me send it to radio. Do it. The worst they can do is say no. And that would suck, but at the same time, I mean, if you don't send it, then they're definitely not going to play it. But if you do send it, maybe they will. Speaking of which, I just heard a story on one of my favorite songs. Kind of related to what you're talking about as far as radio. Back in the early to mid 80s, I don't know if you all know about this band. It's actually a German band called Nina. And they have a song called, I'm pretty sure you all know the song. It's a very, very popular song even today, called 99 Luftballons. Everybody has heard that song. That song was actually discovered and blew up by mistake. Apparently, this, as the story goes, is that a woman who had gotten a mixtape, no joke, an actual mixtape, from a friend of hers way back in the day, went and talked to, did like a sit-down interview or something with one of the DJs there, and she gave him a tape and wanted him to play a song that apparently her boyfriend had done or something, and they accidentally put on the wrong song, and that particular song was 99 Luftballons by Nina. And that one time, that one mistake, because they didn't just stop it like they realized it was the wrong song and then they just stopped it. No, they let the whole song play through. And everybody, all these people heard it, and they started calling the station like, "Who is that? We got to have that record. We got to, who is that?" And just like that, it blew up. Went amazing explosion. When you mentioned an old German band, I instantly knew what song it was. Yeah, because that was arguably one of the first, I guess, Euro. Well, not really Euro, because we've had European bands that were big here in the States, but I guess one of the biggest German bands that got really, really big here in the States. But yeah, if you've never heard it, it's called 99 Luftballons. There is an English version, but nobody likes the English version. But yeah, there you go. 99 Luftballons by Nina. Again, it's one of those songs that it's been around so long and it's been in so much media that it's virtually impossible for you to have not heard at least a small part of it. It's been in movies. I mean, lots of movies. It's been in television shows. It's been in commercials. I mean, it's been just everywhere. They've made so much money on that song. But yeah, that's how it got discovered. It was discovered by accident, and it just blew up. And the funniest part is that, again, the song is done in German. They sing in, she sings in German. But the record company was like, well, it's big in America now, so we got to give an English version. And the band was like, we don't really want to do that. But they were like, no, you got to do an English version. So they do the English version. They release it in the States. Nobody liked it. Well, it did okay. It did reasonably well. But everybody still preferred the original. Even I still, to this day, prefer the original. It just sounds better. It just sounds good. Never heard it? You gotta go hear it. It's a great song. And the strange thing about the song is that when you listen to it and it gets going, because the beginning of the song is it has like this mysterious sort of aura to it. But as the song starts and it breaks in, the beat sounds very uplifting, and it sounds like it's one of those songs that they would put on in like dance clubs. And even today they probably still play it as like a dance song, because it really is. But at the same time, if you go and you look at the lyrics, it's actually a very dark song. To give you an idea, this was back when it was still East Germany and West Germany. This was still back during the Cold War. And the Berlin Wall at this point had not fallen. And so what the song essentially says is that she's there near the Berlin Wall, and she's afraid because if she had, like a little red balloon and it floated away from her and it crossed over into East Germany, that their defense systems might mistake that for an inbound missile or something. And if that were to happen, then that would basically be the beginning of World War III. Or it could be the beginning of World War III. And if it were the beginning of World War III, then that basically means nukes start flying and everybody's dead. And so that's kind of what it says. That's what the song is about. Nobody ever really knew that because, again, the song is just so upbeat and so uplifting. And again, us as Americans, most of us don't speak German. So we're just like, hey, cool song. Yeah, let's dance. Da, 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 da. And the whole time she's singing about, if a balloon goes over the wall and their defense grid thinks it's a missile, we're all dead. The weird thing is that the English version, it changes the lyrical tone completely. It's completely different than what she was trying to originally say in the German version, because they just wanted to throw some lyrics in there just to kind of make the English version. They didn't really, she didn't put a whole bunch of thought into what it was going to say, which is kind of funny. Combat Sensor 3. Ooh, Combat Optics. I'll give you that. Let's see. Scram Rail. Yeah, we'll give you the Scram Rail. But yeah, great song. Amazing song. Still good. In fact, I think one of the more popular movies that they've recently used it in was Watchmen. And they used it beautifully. Zack Snyder, the way he placed it into the movie, the transition and everything, it was absolutely beautiful. Both from an editing standpoint and just from the cinematography. Never seen that movie? You never seen Watchmen? It's not. It's kind of one of those movies that's like some people really like, and then some people are just like, no, I don't like it. I think it's good. I liked it. I even like the extended cut that's like 3.5 hours long. I mean, heck, I'll play Nina right now. I don't care. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, no, we're not doing the English version. Let's see. Oh, it came out in 83. That's when it came out. Well, actually, okay, I'm getting two different numbers here. It's saying 83 and 84. So I'm not really sure which is it. Okay, maybe this is. How can you not like that? It's just such an interesting, peppy song, and the lyrics are just like, we're gonna die. See, that's what I was saying. You've probably heard the song before. You can vaguely understand some words, but it all sounds like drunk Dutch to me. It definitely sounds like German. She's definitely speaking German. And I don't know a lot of German, but I kind of get the idea of what she's saying. Drunk Dutch. You'd never heard it before? Well, now you have. There you go. That's 99 Luftballons. And I get that, there are people nowadays that have probably never heard the song because it is an older song. It's like a 40-year-old song at this point. But yeah, like I said, it's been in a lot of media. It's been used in a lot of movies and stuff, so yeah. It kind of makes me think of the older songs that you sometimes see, like they use in commercials. I'll be like, what the heck is that? Is that Led Zeppelin? And it's like in a car commercial or something. Play the English version. The English version is not very good. It sounds exactly the same except for the lyrics. That's it. And like I said, the lyrics between the English version and the German version mean completely different things. Just completely different. Yeah, basically what she's saying in the English version is that she's dreaming of 99 red balloons, and that's really it. Like it actually says that she literally goes to the store and buys a pack of red balloons, and that she inflates them, and then she has a dream about them. Oh, and in case you didn't pick it up, there's a part in there where she says Captain Kirk. Captain Kirk, yes, from Star Trek. And she really did. A lot of people were like, she's not really saying Captain Kirk. Why would she say that? No, she really does say Captain Kirk. In the German version, she says it. Because that part of the song, she's singing that as the war is starting, she sees the planes flying overhead. And because she's a child at this point in her life, she looked up and she just thought it was Captain Kirk, as in she thought it was like an alien or something. Whoa, I didn't see this. Where did this... Oh, crap. I think I bought the wrong stuff. Oh, no. I didn't want to buy all that. I just wasted a bunch of money. I thought I was selling stuff. Son of a biscuit. Well, I'm just going to sell all this stuff back. Make a rap song with you? I can't rap. Yep, you are right. Yeah. Yeah, she really does talk about Captain Kirk. Well, she doesn't talk about him, she mentions him. But yeah, that's kind of neat. Bioptic arm, light Tyrian armor. We don't need that. That, and that. Rid of that. You can't either, but you can when you're angry. I can sing along really well, but that's about it. I'm not a rapper. Even when I was really into music and I was playing guitar a lot, I could never sing, and I could never rap. I start to diss people. Don't need that. Don't need that. Can we see? What do I only have Mark 10 stuff? What do I have a Mark? Okay, I have a Mark 8. I don't really use the sniper rifle that much, though. We don't really need anything from this guy. He doesn't have any armor. Alright, let me save this, and we're gonna go to another planet. Or maybe I can go back and do more story mode. One other thing I like doing as far as music, especially with rap music. Do we still master Duel? I logged in last week and I got the free gems. Yeah, I still got that. They did recently do an update too. I hope not too. That's it. She got up just to tell me that. That's Dre's girlfriend right there, Liara. He likes some blue. You dropped it. Hmm. Okay, well, that's all Dre's girlfriend has stayed with. That's the girl that he's walking around in the park with his music video. Yeah, I still log into Master Duel about once a week, just to kind of see what's going on and check the cards and all that stuff. It's just very boring since the only thing you can do is ranked. Yeah, that's true. They need to add more to it. They did add more solo content. If that's what you're looking for, they did add more solo stuff. But they don't have anything like a campaign or anything like that, which is unfortunate. Seven Samurai is a dope Japanese movie from '54. Japan made some really good stuff back in the '50s and '60s. Even some of their goofier stuff, like the stuff that came out in the '70s, that a lot of it came over to the United States and it got the voiceover and everything. Even some of that stuff is really good. In fact, I recently I watched oh god, what's the name of that movie? I'm trying to think of another one, but another movie that I had recently watched is the 36th Chamber of Shaolin. Came out in '78. The first half of the movie is actually kind of boring, but then the second half it starts getting good. You could fight every duelist from all the series. Yes, that was actually really good. If they could merge Legacy of the Duelist with Master Duel, there you go. That's a pretty good game. And it has a bit of a campaign to it. That's what it needs. What was that other movie? There we go. Yeah, Gordon Liu was in that movie. And he's actually been in a ton of movies. Let me see if I can pick up some other ones where he was in. Yeah, 36th Chamber of Shaolin, Return to the 36th Chamber. Then there was one just called Shaolin. Let me see. I'm going through his list of movies that I've seen. Wow, he was in Kill Bill. I didn't even realize that. No, he's in Kill Bill Volume 2. Makes sense. Oh my god. I just found one of his movies that I'd never heard of, never seen. I am not kidding. The name of the movie is Dirty Ho. Just like that, Dirty Ho. Now, I know ho doesn't mean the same thing in the States as it means over there. It's funny. I'm sorry. It is. It's called Dirty Ho. To me, because I'm thinking what they mean is that Dirty Ho over there is, ho is like a surname over there. So I think that's what they were trying to get across. But I'm sorry. I just thought it was funny. Oh, anyways, the other movie that I watched was The Clan of the White Lotus. That one was actually pretty decent. That one has a lot of action in it. I feel kind of bad though, and not to spoil the movie, but the hero, he gets his butt kicked a lot in that movie. Like, he gets absolutely annihilated on several occasions. Oh, here we go. Here's another one. Shaolin and Wu-Tang. Shaolin sword style. Or, I'm sorry. The Shaolin's shadow boxing is what it is. Shaolin shadow boxing. And the Wu-Tang sword style. Hands of the Razor, Sword of Justice. Never seen that one. Let's see. Shadow boxing. Oh, he was in Kill Bill Volume 1 too. Shaolin martial arts. The Lady is the Boss. That one's a... Oh, that's in the 80s. Treasure Hunters. Never seen that one. Warrior from Shaolin. The Man with the Iron Fists. Oh, he was in that one. I didn't realize that. Crazy Shaolin. Oh my god. Shaolin versus the Evil Dead. Okay, that looks awesome. The Kung Fu Scholar, Boxer Rebellion, Peacock King, Two Champions of Shaolin, The Four Assassins. Some of these movies actually look really good. As far as action and stuff goes, they look really good. The stories in a lot of these movies are often not good. And the acting's not very good, but the action tends to be pretty interesting. I mean, let's face it, that's what most people watch this stuff for anyway. Disciples of the 36th Chamber. Oh. That came out in 85. Who was in this movie? To China, Challenge of Masters. I gotta click on Dirty Ho, I'm sorry. What is this? Feeling threatened by his brothers, the Prince of Manchuria disguises himself to try and determine which of the other 14 heirs, 14, oh my gosh, is trying to assassinate him. He hires a jewelry thief to serve as his bodyguard and help him defeat the usurper. Or usurper, however you say it. That's weird. It's $2 on Prime. Let me see, what is Rotten Tomatoes rated as? It doesn't have a tomato meter, but the audience rating is 79%. So apparently a lot of people like that movie. Tora 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 is such a good World War II movie. That sounds familiar. Oh, it's got Jason Robarbs and James Whitmore. Oh, I've already been to Chaska. Now I'm thinking of all the really good old movies that I've seen. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I've mentioned this one to you guys, but there is a movie out there. It's very noir, but it's also really, really creepy and just unsettling. It's called Eraserhead. And I remember I'd heard about this movie forever, but I just never sat down to watch it. I watched it about a year ago. Man, is that movie unsettling. It's such an oddball movie. Like the premise is ridiculous, but you just keep watching. You're like, what is going on here? It's just really, really weird. I don't even know if I want to spoil it for you guys or not, just in case you decide to go watch it. But because I know you probably won't, but yeah, a movie called Eraserhead is just, it's insane. Let me see if I can get Eraserhead. Yeah, it came out in 77. Let me see if I can get the description here for you. Henry resides alone in a bleak apartment surrounded by industrial gloom. When he discovers that an earlier fling with Mary X left her pregnant, he marries the expectant mother and has her move in with him. Things take a decidedly strange turn when the couple's baby turns out to be a bizarre lizard-like creature that won't stop wailing. It's a very, very weird movie. It's really, really weird. Like I said, the whole thing is just unsettling and weird. Like, if you ever try to watch it and you can't get through it, I don't blame you. Because, like I said, it really is an odd movie. It's so strange. Yeah, it's considered a surrealist horror movie. There's not like a lot of blood and guts like, you know, your classic slasher flicks. It's so uncomfortable and eerie and weird that it messes with you. Yes, it's a real movie. I'm not making this up. But yeah, it's such an odd movie, man. It's one of those movies that it's so odd, but it stays with you for some reason. Well, I don't want to say for some reason because I kind of know why it stays with you. Let's see. Oh, that's where I'm at. Okay. Apo. Yeah, it's a really, really weird movie. Another one that's a little strange is a little more popular. It's Dr. Strangelove. That one's a little more, you know, it's a little more well known. Dr. Strangelove. Again, one of those movies that I'd heard about for a long time, but never bothered to watch, and then I finally watched it a couple of years ago. And let me see, how can I put it? Have you seen that movie Don't Look Up? It was on Netflix. Well, it wasn't just on Netflix, but I mean, it had a theatrical release and everything. But Netflix was the producer of the movie. It's the one with Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence. And it's the one where they discover that asteroid that's going to hit the planet. And for the longest time, nobody takes them seriously. Everybody thinks it's like this joke or something. Dr. Strangelove, in a way, feels kind of like that. It has a very similar vibe to it. It's not as blatant, though. Whereas Don't Look Up was very in your face, very obvious. Dr. Strangelove is much more subversive with its message. Don't watch Geo? What is Geo? It's a horror senai manga written and illustrated by Junji Ito. Appearing as serial in the weekly manga magazine Big Comic Spirits from 2001 to 2002. It doesn't really give a breakdown of what it is. Oh, horror supernatural. Japan has some insane horror movies. Like, some of them are just so... because it's not... I mean, they do a lot of, like, the classic horror stuff, like, you know, buckets of blood and, you know, people getting, you know, killed with knives and stuff like that. You know, the old school American kind of horror stuff, but they also do psychological horror really, really well. And one of the movies that I remember from Japan that's a horror movie, and again, it's one of those movies that is so insanely unsettling, is a movie called Audition. If you've never watched Audition and you decide you want to watch a horror movie, that movie is going to mess with you. It's called Audition, just like that. There is some gross out stuff in it, so you need to be prepared for it. But overall, it does exactly what it means to do. And it does it really well. It is so unsettling and so creepy. Favorite scary movie is Freddy vs. Jason and Chucky's Bride. Chucky's Bride was more of like a comedy horror movie, so I guess I can see the deal there. Freddy vs. Jason, I thought that movie was awful. That's just my opinion. If you liked it, great, but I thought it was terrible. I remember watching it though. I also remember watching I think it was Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare. I think it was that one that was in 3D in the theaters, and again, that movie was not very good. But then, I mean, most horror movies are not really good. They're just not. They're just, I mean, they do what they're just meant to do, which is just to be kind of scary and kind of gross, and there you are. Gaio Tokyo Fish Attack movie trailer. Oh wow, okay. Yeah, I still have Gaio up on my screen. I'll have to take a look at that. Candyman was a great movie. I've seen a lot of people that have a lot of love for Candyman. Are you talking about the old school Candyman or the new Candyman? Because there's the 1992 version Candyman with Tony Todd. Now, Tony Todd's in the new one too, but I don't think he plays the same role. Yeah, the old school 1992 Candyman, I heard that was really creepy. Yeah, the old one. I thought it was... seriously, the best thing about that movie is Tony Todd. Tony Todd is one of those guys, and again, you all may not even really realize who he is, but he has one of those careers where he has worked pretty much non-stop his entire adult life in movies and TV and stuff, and he's played so many different characters, but he's that guy that, like, you see his face, but you probably don't know his name. You're like, oh, I remember that guy. He was in that movie, or he was in that TV show, or, you know, just, he's kind of like that. And when he finally got the starring role in Candyman, I was like, hey, he kind of deserves that. He deserves to, you know, be the star of a movie, you know? Because even up to that point, he had done so much work. But yeah, Tony Todd's been in a ton of stuff. Just like everything. He's even been in yep, he's been in Star Trek too. He's been in so much. It's kind of insane. Now I'm kind of curious exactly how, let me see, yeah, he was in Deep Space Nine, he was in TNG. Was he in Spider-Man? Oh, he was in The Rock, he was in Candyman, Man from Earth, he was in The Crow, he was in Spider-Man 2. Well, he was in the video game. Let me see what else. God, he's done so much work, man. It's insane. Just in 2021, he has like 15 credits. Let's see, Back for Blood, Traveling Light, Reenactment, The Changed, Candyman 2021, Destination Marfa, The Lockdown Hauntings, Insight. Yeah, he's done a ton of work, man. Dude has been in everything. If I remember correctly, I think the first place I remember seeing him, I think he did Night of the Living Dead? No, that's not. I think it was Return of the Living Dead, I think. I can't remember which one it was. Maybe it's a different guy I'm thinking of, but I just know that I've seen him everywhere. But yeah, just again, if you're curious, go and look up Tony Todd and look at his career. The dude has done so much stuff, man. Just so much stuff. Oh yes, there it is. Night of the Living Dead. He was in Night of the Living Dead. That's why I was like, I kind of swore he was in Night of the Living Dead. Yes, he is. He is in Night of the Living Dead. The 1990 Night of the Living Dead. Anyway. Don't watch Geo. It's cursed. Very cursed. Very, very cursed. It's like drown your body with vodka and set yourself on fire. That sounds like Leaving Las Vegas. You ever seen Leaving Las Vegas? Leaving Las Vegas with Nick Cage? Actually, a really great movie. I know a lot of his movies are kind of crap because they're just weird. But Leaving Las Vegas was actually really, really good. If I remember correctly, he won an Oscar for that performance because it really is that good. It's again one of those movies that's very unsettling and really sad. But Leaving Las Vegas with Elizabeth Shue. Yeah, they both did amazing in that movie. But again, it's one of those that's kind of depressing. It's a real downer. You know, it's one of those, again, I don't want to spoil it, but it's like you hope for the best, but you kind of know that the worst is going to happen. Who's the best actor, Samuel Jackson or Denzel Washington? Denzel. Denzel by a mile. Denzel's just, I mean, no disrespect to Jim or to Sam, but Denzel's just better. The guy's got like, what, 3 Oscars? Not that that's like, you know, the measuring stick here, but still, it's got to be Denzel, man. Yeah, I don't even have to think about that one. It's Denzel. Like, if you're talking just pure acting ability, absolutely Denzel, then Sam, and then Jim. Jim is more of a, I mean, Jim can act. He's done some good, like, straight acting jobs. Like, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. That came out in, I think, 2004. Jim Carrey was great in that film. He was absolutely incredible. Sam Jackson, again, he's done a lot of kind of weird movies, too. But in some stuff like Pulp Fiction, oh my God, he was so good in that movie. He was great in Pulp Fiction. He was good in Django Unchained. He was good at pretty much all the stuff that he does with Quentin Tarantino. He's absolutely excellent in those movies. But Denzel, hands down, just straight acting ability, it's Denzel. Don't even have to ask. Investigate facility. Found coverage from Pharaohs. What's going on? But it appears xenogenic sense. Some kind of sample to research facility on. Notacrux. Where's Notacrux? Notacrux is located in the Vostok system. Maroon Sea cluster. Head there and find out what's going on. Okay. Notacrux in the Maroon Sea cluster. I never remember where any of this stuff is. My god, where is this? Really, where is this? Local cluster. Did I miss it? Okay, I've not seen it here. Have I yet to discover it or something? Where's Hidden Nebula? Maybe I'm just missing it and I'm just being weird. Runes. Oh! Duh. Okay, so I am there. How did I miss that? Vostok. There it is. I'm an idiot. Jack Dempsey versus Mike Tyson. It's hard. I mean, are we talking like prime time Tyson, like prime of his career Tyson, or like toward the end of his career Tyson? Because back in like the mid and late 80s, Tyson was unstoppable. But post 1990, 1991, he was showing that he's vulnerable. Prime, both of them? I've not watched enough Jack Dempsey tape to know, so I can't really say as far as that. But Tyson, during his prime, oh hell yeah, he was scary as hell.
Looks like we've got an active stress beacon on the planet below, Commander. No message, just a locator signal.
I gotta take Ashley along. Just in case we end up in a fight. Tyson versus Ali. Even during his prime, I think Tyson could probably knock out Ali. Because Ali was, I mean, he was pretty quick, but I think Tyson's hands during his prime were faster. Tyson was definitely stronger than Muhammad. He was stronger, he was faster. I would have to go with Tyson on that one. I'm not taking anything away from Muhammad Ali. Dude was amazing. Dude was great. But ultimately, I just think it's going to come down to speed in that fight. Because like the rope-a-dope style that he used with George Foreman, it would never work versus Tyson. Absolutely not. Because again, Prime Tyson, even though Prime Tyson really didn't see a lot of rounds, he could still go to at least the 7th or 8th round and be all right. Whereas, like when Muhammad Ali was going against George Foreman, the whole idea when he was facing George Foreman and doing the rope-a-dope was to get it into the later rounds to make Foreman tired. I don't think he would be able to do that with Tyson. And Tyson, especially in the first couple of rounds, he's just way too strong. Ali would have to probably be able to absorb some insane punishment from Tyson to be able to even survive it, let alone actually, come back and get in a few good shots. Uh-oh. We're fine. We're fine. So I would have to go Tyson over Ali. Jack Dempsey was Mike Tyson's inspiration. Well, just because somebody is your inspiration doesn't necessarily mean that you share in their technique, or you have the same strengths and weaknesses. Because Jack Dempsey, from what I do know about him, he was definitely more rough and tumble. And Tyson was, as far as boxing goes, Tyson was much more trained, much more skilled. Dempsey just never stopped. The guy he would just keep pounding away. Not to say that he didn't have some skill, obviously he did. But I think skill-wise, Tyson benefited from better training, better regimentation than Dempsey did. Do I think Floyd Mayweather was a great fighter? He's a great boxer. I will say that. His defense is insane. He's not always very entertaining to watch. Like, I've seen several of Floyd's fights. They're just not that good as far as excitement goes. Because especially when you go into the lighter weight classes, you tend to want to see more action, and that's generally what you get. But like with a lot of his fights, again, watching his boxing skills and his defense can be entertaining to a certain extent, but sometimes you just want to see a couple of guys just go at it, like in a war. Like Arturo Gatti and Mickey Ward, their 3 fights are absolutely nuts. Absolutely 100% nuts. If you've never seen those fights, go pick any of them. The first one, obviously. I think the second one is probably the best. But all 3 of their fights are just nuts. Just from the start of the bout to the end. Just non-stop action. It's like if you want to go in and see a fight, not necessarily a boxing match, but just a fight, you're going to get a fight out of those matches. Just insane. Who competed, let me see, reigned in the World Heavyweight Championship. Yeah. The reason he did it was because it was a good payday. It was a good payday. And it wasn't a real boxing match. It was basically a glorified sparring session. It was a glorified sparring session, and people paid to see it. And Floyd made a ton of money. Why would you not do it? You're going against somebody who is obviously not in your league, skill-wise. Who probably can't hurt you because you're just too fast. And that's not taking anything away from Logan Paul, actually. I know a lot of people have opinions on him, and honestly, as a person, I think he's kind of a douche. But as far as boxing, he's actually not bad. He's actually a fairly decent boxer. Like, when I saw that he was, the way he was winning matches, and the way that he was actually in there boxing and going to work and doing all the right stuff, I was like, he's actually not bad at this. He's actually pretty good. If he wants to go full-time as a boxer, which I think is what some people were saying he wanted to do, I think he'd actually be all right. I obviously don't know what kind of career he would end up with, but, I mean, he's in those few matches, and again, to be fair, the people that he faced were, most of them were not really very good, or professionals for that matter, but I mean, he did pretty well. Roy Jones Jr. Roy Jones was very exciting to watch for a time, but after he got knocked out by Tarver, it's like he wasn't the same after that. He was not the same. I remember I watched that fight, and I just had this feeling going in. I was like, Tarver's gonna get him. Tarver's gonna tag him at least once really, really good. Probably knock him down. I didn't think it would come as fast as it did. I think it was, what, the second or third round where Tarver absolutely annihilated him. Just one shot. Bam! And he was down. After that, Roy was never the same. He just was not the same boxer. And you see that a lot when it comes to boxers. You see that at certain points in their career. I don't think I'm able to get up here this way. In certain points in their career, like certain fights that they're in, when you kind of think, well, when did they start kind of going downhill? Sometimes you can spot that. And for Roy Jones, that was the fight where it was pretty much over. He fought a ton more after that. But after that Tarver loss, he just was not the same. He was not the same boxer. He just didn't seem as fast. He didn't seem unbeatable. In fact, he lost quite a bit more after that. He wasn't this unbeatable monster that he used to be. But yeah, he was kind of exciting, and he was a little bit of a jackass. He was a showboat. But I noticed, again, after he lost to Tarver, that kind of showboat, thing about him sort of went away. I think because he realized that he had been bested badly. Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones? Oh, that was like it was like an exhibition or something, right? I did not watch it. I heard about it, though. I didn't watch it, though. And how do I get out of here? I'm just trying to get to this little spot, and I can't find a way up. Maybe if I can... Yeah, this is really annoying. And I have to get to this spot. Actually, I have to get to this spot. Let's concentrate on this, because this is where I have to get to. I have no idea how to get there. I don't even know if Moni is into boxing. Moni's just like, yeah, I don't watch boxing. I'm trying to think now, are there any notable Dutch boxers? I'm sure there are. I just can't really think of one right now. I do know the Ukrainian boxers. The Klitschkos. Those two dudes were beasts. The younger brother, I think it was Vladimir Klitschko. There was a point in his career where he was getting knocked out a lot. Where it got really shaky, but then he improved quite a bit and he got better. But Vitaly that dude was always a beast. Adrian Broner. The name rings a bell. I don't think I've ever seen any of his fights, though. I mean, every country has at least one boxer that is notable. Every country. I know the big boxing countries are going to be the United States, obviously. Britain. Mexico has a ton of really good fighters. There's also a few from Brazil, from other Central American countries. Lots of really good boxers there. Japan has a few decent boxers. South Korea's had a few. France, I believe, had some decent boxers. What in the hell are those? Are these like... What are you? Are you like a... Oh my god, look at this thing. It's got 4 legs and 2 little arms. I'm not killing it because it's not doing anything to me, but... It's just weird looking. Rico Verhoeven? Never heard of that guy. Yeah, unfortunately never heard of him. But again, he may have been big just in the Netherlands. Or over in Europe. Because there are oftentimes there are fighters that fight mostly over in Europe. They almost never come to the U.S. So that could be it. Might be why I've never heard of them. Not to say that I wouldn't watch a match that was based out of Europe. I definitely would. God dang it. There we go. Manny Pacquiao. He is well past his prime, but during his prime, he was unstoppable. The guy was an absolute monster during his prime. He destroyed so many really good boxers. It was just insane. The first time I saw that he was just absolutely insane was when he didn't just beat Eric Morales, he absolutely destroyed him. And Eric Morales, if you all don't know who this guy is, back in his time, he was considered one of the best boxers in his weight class for a number of years. And Pacquiao went in there and just blew him away. Just absolutely obliterated the guy. There was another one, Marco Antonio Barrera. He beat him pretty badly. What was the name of that other boxer that he went against? There was like 3 Mexican boxers that were kind of, again, the cream of the crop at the time. And 2 of them he obliterated. Another one he had like 4 fights against. I'm kind of curious now. What was the name of the other boxer? I can't believe I can't remember his name. No, not Marco Antonio Barrera. He never fought Nassim Hamed. Oh, Ricky Hatton was another fighter that Manny went up against and just obliterated him. I mean, he basically retired Ricky Hatton. That's how bad he beat him. Like, again, one of those, like I was mentioning earlier, there's always that one fight that you see where things just start going south for somebody's career. That fight he had against Ricky Hatton was when Ricky Hatton's career was just, yeah, it was no more. He just was not the same fighter after that. But the other fighter that I was thinking of, and I see his name here now, Juan Manuel Marquez. He had, I think, like 4 fights against Manny Pacquiao, and all of those fights are good. All of them are good. If you've not watched any of them, they may be a little hard to find on YouTube, but all 4 of their fights are really, really good. And they kept having those fights because they were so damn good. I think 2 of them ended up in draws, I think, which is why they just kept going. And by the 4th one, Marquez finally got the best of Pacquiao and knocked him out clean, just like Pacquiao was literally out, unconscious at the end of the fight, with a great punch too. Like if you look up Juan Manuel Marquez versus Manny Pacquiao 4th fight knockout punch, you'll see it. It was a brutal punch, and Pacquiao walked right into it. It was absolutely incredible. When it happened, I was like, oh my God. It was one of the cleanest, most brutal knockouts I had ever seen in my life. And again, these are smaller guys. These are not large heavyweights. But they still were able to do a ton. Oh, wait, hold on. Is this? Oh, okay, I'm not there yet. So I've got to keep going. Damn it. Harry Haft was the survivor of Auschwitz concentration camp where he boxed fellow inmates to survive. Did you watch UFC Brock Lesnar versus Alistair Overeem fight? No. I actually don't watch a ton of UFC, mostly because all of their shows are pay-per-views. And I'm like, I don't really want to, pay pay-per-view for that stuff. I actually don't buy pay-per-view very much. The last time that I actually bought pay-per-view was I bought an Oscar De La Hoya fight. And it was actually worth it. It was like $60, but obviously not only do you get the main event, but you get the undercard too. And the undercard of that Oscar De La Hoya pay-per-view was excellent. Absolutely excellent. I can't remember who it was that he actually even fought because the rest of the fights were so good. I have to think now. Let's see. Oscar De La Hoya was also thinking about a comeback too, but I hope he doesn't come back. He's one of those guys he's 49 years old, so he's up there. I'm sure he could still get in shape and everything, but again, after a while, you just gotta let it go. Let me see. Who did he fight? Super featherweight. Oh, was it Hector Camacho? No. Yeah, I can't remember who it was. Let me see. Win, loss, win, loss, loss. Oh, where was that one dude? I forgot his name. I think it was when he fought, not Sturm. Where is that guy? I know he's in here. Not Shane Mosley. Not Trinidad. Oh, I think it was when he fought Ricardo Mayorga. Yeah, it was. It must have been Ricardo Mayorga. That date actually lines up. Yeah, I think it was when he fought Mayorga. That was actually a good fight too. But yeah, that entire card was amazing. It was packed, so it was worth the $60. But yeah, Ricardo Mayorga he's one of those guys that plays the bad guy really, really well, and that's exactly what he did in the build up to the fight. God, I'm not gonna be able to get over this way, am I? Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan. I hope they don't come back. I don't. Ric Flair's like 74 years old, man. I love Ric Flair. He did so much for wrestling, and he's had some insanely good matches. But again, he's 74, man. I don't want to see a 74-year-old man get beat up. I don't want to see him taking bumps. I'm still sliding. Stop sliding! Yeah, I do not want to see him taking bumps. This is getting annoying. I know I need to get up here. Come on, go! Ah. Okay, I gotta find a different way, apparently. Yes, it's very mountainous terrain. I was actually saying that earlier about how every single planet that I go to, the terrain is like this. And every time I have to get to like a very particular spot, it's always a pain in the butt to get to. So, yeah. And I have to get there. It's part of the mission, so, yeah. And it's... Get up there! There we are. Oh my god, look at that. See, look at how steep that is. That's why I always have to go around here trying to figure out how to get up these damn mountains, because there's... A lot of time there's no obvious spot. Oh, that actually looks like it could be easier. Right there. If I could get up that slope right there, then I should be able to... turn. No, don't fall. Thank you. Okay, yeah, I should be able to go up that way. If I can get there. I think the gravity is only like 0.8 G here too, so it's kind of insane that I'm having this hard a time. But a lot of the planets that you visit are uninhabited, so obviously there's no roads or anything. There have been no aliens there to, you know, create any sort of infrastructure. Oh, I think this is where I was before. Well, maybe I can go up this way now. Hold on. Oh, well, now I'm getting really far away from where I need to be. But I think if I get over this little hill, I can come around this way and then go around the back. Okay. So let's try that. Ooh, I think I got it. Let me see. Hey, look at that. We got it. Oh, crap. Look at that crevice. Oh, actually, that's not that bad. That's actually not that bad. Okay. So this, I can work with this. I think I can get up that little edge there. Or, let me see. Yeah, you really have to kind of plan out how you get through stuff like this. Otherwise, you're going to get stuck in holes and stuff. Shut up, Joker. I'm trying to figure this out. You're not seeing what I'm seeing here, man. Oh, there we are. Okay, we got over. Joker, shut your butthole. I'm trying to get there. It's not easy. I'm basically going in a huge circle here. Do I have to go? Hold on. Oh, okay. I see where we are now. So let's actually go this way. I'm going to assume that there's not a clear path. And, oh, there isn't. Okay. Maybe he doesn't want to shut his butthole. He needs to. Because that's where I need to go. I need to... Ooh, careful! No, go back up! Oh my god. You'd figure with all this tech we'd have like jetpacks or something. Just give me a damn jetpack. Okay, I think we're kind of in the clear here. Let me see. Uh-oh. What? No! No! Oh my god. Why is there no road? Again, this is an uninhabited planet. If there's nobody here to build the road, you're not going to have a road. That's kind of the idea. It's like going to Mars and saying, where the hell are the roads? There are no roads, man. No Martians. Well, at least none that are still alive. This is such a pain in the butt. Yeah, I don't really like getting in the rover. Oh, thank you. Finally, we're here. I'm going to look over here real quick just to see if there was an easier way. There actually was, but I couldn't see it. Okay, let's just go do this. Let's finish this. Getting over it game. Like, this part of the game is kind of annoying. Oh, what is it? Oh, we're gonna run these people over. Hiya! No, get away! Run you over. You see him go flying? Get up, dude! Get up, sucker! Oh god, I'm stuck on the... Get off me. Okay, here we go again. Bam! I love that. Oh, that's hilarious. I mean, I could just shoot them, but this is funnier. Here, let me see if I can knock them off the edge. Boink. Oh my god! Oh, that was so satisfying. Okay, here, we're gonna knock you off the edge too. Just... Stay there, buddy. Okay, now this is the fun part. Here we go. He's knocking people off the edge now. I think that's all. There was only 4 of them. Okay. That's enough. Okay, yeah, the other ones are dead. Let me see. Anything over here to click? Nah. Look at that, man. We're in Planet Detroit. You can tell because it's got a burned out car right here. Well, I mean, they probably want to be dead. These things are like, they're kind of like the zombie version of enemies in this game. Like, you can't really do anything with them. Ooh. It's an interesting little place. Tungsten, proton. Ooh, what is this? I think that's Joker's butthole. Ew. Ooh, look at all them enemies up there. They're all zombies too. Oh, these explosive rounds are awesome. Wow, these explosive rounds are really nice. I don't even have to hit them. Like ghouls from Fallout 4. Well, there's a thing though. Is there are ghouls in Fallout 4 and then there are feral ghouls. If you're feral, you've pretty much lost your mind. So I guess you could kind of compare these guys to feral ghouls in the sense that you wish you could help them, but you know there's really nothing you can do for them. So I guess the best thing you can really do for them is just kill them. I mean, would you want your carcass to keep walking around, or I should say your corpse to keep walking around after you've lost your mind? Just going around hurting people? No, you probably want somebody to put you down. I'm starting to wonder now if this game has mods. I've never even checked. You think it's a new Fallout coming out? There is, but it's going to be a while. It's going to be a long while. I'm talking at least 2025. Sokolov. Yeah, I'll probably get it, but if it's anything like Fallout 76, I'm going to avoid it like the plague. Because the whole idea, at least for me, of playing Fallout 4 is the fact that I do play alone. I don't want 5 or 6 other people roaming around and taking pot shots at me while I'm trying to, build a settlement or something. I don't want that. Avalanche Raptor. So I guess the baddies are going to be over here. Oh, there's no baddies over here. Oh!
Everything is going fine until you hit it. And then all the creepers suddenly went berserk. Only a handful has made it back into the safety of this room.
Any chance some of the other people in the base might still be alive?
I doubt it.
That lens flare is distracting.
Maybe there's still a chance. We're the only ones left.
I've heard all I need to.
Look, I know what we did here was wrong. I'll admit it. But it's over
Well, I guess we're gonna kill these people.
Open fire! Open fire!
Ooh. So all that and I just end up killing her. Guess we're done then. Wow. So all that and we end up killing her. Fallout 4 London. I think that's a mod, isn't it? That's like a massive mod that somebody's creating. Because the one good thing about the engine that they use for Fallout 4, it's a little dated, but almost anyone can go into it and actually create like an environment. That's why there's so many mods for Fallout 4 and for Skyrim, because they use the same engine, and it's apparently very easy to work with. Oh, I didn't even see this. Ooh, Breaker 9. Run! Plane on plan you game new what? Did you have a stroke, dude? What? It's like, what? It's kind of like it's like Shepard's face right there. It's like, what? What on earth are you talking about? Sometimes it don't be like it is, but it do. Which game will come out first, GTA 6 or Elder Scrolls 6? Probably about the same time. Apparently they've been working on GTA 6 for some time now, for at least a good year. What new game do I plan on playing? Nothing so far. There really aren't any new games that I've heard of that are really kind of piquing my interest. Oops, wrong button. I think one of the big reasons why I'm kind of not really wanting to go and drop $60 on a new game right now, or even at all, is because there's been a lot of recent releases that I was kind of looking forward to, and then they just turned into absolute crap. Or they turned out to be absolute crap. Like, one game that I thought was going to be much better than it's kind of turning out to be was, of all games, Overwatch 2. Because you remember the original Overwatch, which is still going. People still play it. I bought it a long time ago. And I played Overwatch for a little bit. It was all right. It was fun. But the biggest problem I had with Overwatch is there's no single player campaign. Again, it's all multiplayer. That's all it is. And the big thing for Overwatch 2 is people were talking about how they really, really want a single player campaign. And they said that's what they were going to deliver. And they opened up the beta for Overwatch 2, and there was no single player campaign in there at all. It was all just the same old Overwatch stuff that we've been playing. And people were annoyed. They're like, this is almost the exact same stuff that we had in original Overwatch. In fact, a lot of the maps, the only thing they've changed is the coloring. Like, the maps are pretty much, all exactly the same, but the coloring is just a little different. They've made little tweaks, to the characters and stuff like that as far as abilities, and they changed the way it works out. I think because if I remember correctly, it used to be 6-on-6. Now it's going to be 5v5 for the online stuff, the versus stuff. But again, a lot of people are like, yeah, I mean, we've always had the online stuff, but we really want just single player content. We want a campaign, something we can just get into and just play for a while. Like that's why I'm getting into this game, because it's, I mean, I'd heard a lot of good stuff about it, and it's single player. You don't have to go and play online. So I can just kind of play it at my own pace. That's why I can, it's good. I can just sit here and talk to you guys for like 10 minutes and nothing bad is happening to me. I could just stand here forever. You know, I strongly prefer single player games to all the online, you know, games as a service kind of BS. I really don't like that stuff. Especially when they don't have anything that you can do as single player. Again, like Overwatch. For a little while, I was okay with it, but then after a bit, I'm just like, I just wish I could like go and like on a little adventure with one of the characters and just let them go do something. You know, like go do a mission on their own and have them figure things out. You know, like the little mini puzzles and stuff that all the games have. They never did that with Overwatch. They said they're going to, like I said, but until I see some actual real content that's going to be single player campaign where you can actually play through a story mode, and that story mode is, you know, several hours long. I'm not talking like a 2-hour thing. I'm talking like 30, 40, 50 hours. If they don't provide anything like that, I see absolutely no point in buying Overwatch 2. None. Fallout modded playthrough with high quality mods. Or you mean high quality textures? Yeah, you can do that still. People to this day are still making mods for Fallout 4. Same thing with Skyrim. Like base Skyrim actually looks like crap. I'm not gonna lie. It looks pretty bad. Even at the time that it came out, it didn't really look all that great, which was what, 10 years ago? It's been over 10 years now since Skyrim came out. But everybody forgave that because the gameplay was really good. People just enjoyed it. That's why I liked Fallout 4. Again, when Fallout came out in 2015, Fallout 4, when it came out in 2015, the game didn't look pretty. The textures looked last gen, but I forgave all that because the gameplay and the story and everything were just good. It was fun. And a lot of times you'll forgive, you know, kind of crappy textures for a good game. I should play Fallout 4. I've already played, dude. I've put so many thousands of hours into Fallout 4. It's nuts. It is just nuts. How much did they charge for it? Are you talking about Overwatch? Overwatch, if you're talking about Overwatch, when the first Overwatch came out, it was $60. It was a $60 game. And it did not have $60 worth of content. I didn't pay $60 for it, thankfully. I waited till it was on sale, so I got it for like $40. But even then, yeah, looking back on Overwatch, I don't think it was worth it. It just wasn't. Because again, you're paying an entry fee for a game like that. They sell it to you for $60, and then so much of the stuff that you get in Overwatch is locked behind loot boxes. Did they charge me $60 again for Overwatch 2? Oh, Overwatch 2 is not out yet. It's just the beta was out. Yeah, they released the beta, I think, for like 3 or 4 days. Just to let people go in and test it and do that kind of stuff. So yeah, Overwatch 2 is not out yet. But yeah, I'm fairly certain they're going to ask $60 for Overwatch 2. And again, that's why I'm saying unless there is a very solid solo single-player campaign in it, I don't see a point in buying it. It doesn't make sense to buy it. Because why would I buy the exact same game again? A game that, again, you could only play online. It doesn't make any sense to do that. If they put it on sale for like $5, maybe I would buy it, but yeah, unless it has a campaign with, you know, something I can really get into, I'm not gonna mess with it. Oh, speaking of good games, good single player games, I saw it, and I saw the post you put in the Discord, Moni. Thank you. if you all have not gone and picked up your copy of the Bioshock, what is it, the Bioshock collection, you get all 3 games. Great. It's free right now on Epic Game Store, and all 3 games are good. All 3 of them are good. I obviously like Infinite the best. Infinite's a little short, but just the base game of Infinite is pretty short. I finished it in like 10 hours. But with all the DLCs and stuff, it spans it out to like 30 hours. And the DLCs are pretty good too, because then you get to play as Elizabeth and do all kinds of crazy things. Yeah, that's actually one of the better giveaways they've done. They did Borderlands 3 the week before, which was a pretty big deal. I don't really like Borderlands. I've never played it. In fact, I have Borderlands 2 and now I have Borderlands 3. Haven't touched either of them. But again, it's like, well, you never know. I might eventually decide I'm going to go and play those games. So that's why I claimed them. Plus, they're free. What's the loss there? But yeah, they've been doing a lot of really good games lately. And Bioshock, the Bioshock collection, excellent choice, man. I bet that cost them a pretty penny. Because I know Bioshock Infinite's getting close to 10 years old now. It's about 9 years old. But even then, the game is still really, really good. And so are the first 2 Bioshock games. They're just good games. There's a lot of R34B of Bioshock. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of artwork for Elizabeth out there. Yeah, the guy who designed Elizabeth, like just a little, I think it was even before the game came out. He had posted something online. I forget exactly where it was. I don't know if it was on their forums or whatever. But he posted a message that said, hey, could you all please stop doing all the Elizabeth, quote-unquote, artwork? Because it's really depressing for me, because he says that Elizabeth to him is like a daughter because he designed her from the ground up. And so that's how he looks at her. He's like, it's like seeing my daughter being put in these precarious situations. And, of course, the community's, response to that was, oh, we're going to do a lot more now. And they did. There is tons of it, from what I understand. Just tons of Elizabeth stuff out there. I mean, you can't make a character like that and not expect them to do that sort of stuff. Pretty much every character out there from video games, they've got at least some stuff like that done on them. I mean, hell, seriously, even Pokemon. In fact, what was it? Just a few days ago, I posted a little message in there that said that people have an unhealthy obsession with Gardevoir. Because there is a lot of Gardevoir artwork out there. Not even like the risque stuff, but just where artists take her and make her very curvaceous. So yeah, they like doing stuff like that with her. And the funniest thing about it, and I actually, who did I talk to about that? I talked to somebody, but I remember they were telling me that they were like kind of into that stuff, which, I mean, that's fine. I mean, if that's your thing, it doesn't bother me. But I mentioned that not all Gardevoir are female. I said, how do you know it's not a male? And they were just like, what? What do you mean? And they're like, it's female, obviously. I'm like, no, not all Gardevoir are female. Some of them are male. And he was like, shut up, man. It's like I had ruined it for him. I was like, yeah, dude, some Gardevoir are male. I know, because the character looks feminine. People just assume it's a female, but not all Gardevoir are female. Some of them are male. Same thing with Gallade. Because that's kind of the separation that they see there, is they think, okay, you've got Ralts, then you have Kirlia, and then it splits and you have Gardevoir and Gallade. And people just always assume that Gallade is the male and Gardevoir is the female. It's not how it works. Gallade can be female as well. It can be either or. Same thing with Gardevoir. It can be either or. It doesn't make a difference. But again, I can understand why some people assume that stuff. Because, again, if you look at Ralts, Ralts is You have no idea what that thing is. I don't even know what it is. It looks like it's wearing a bed sheet and a weird hat. And you have no clue what that thing is. Then you get Curlia, and Curlia looks like a little girl. I'm not gonna lie. It looks like a 12 or 13-year-old girl who's into ballet. Whenever I see Curlia, that's what I think about. I'm like, oh, it looks like a little, 12, 13-year-old girl. That's it. And then suddenly you've got Gardevoir or Gallade. So either your little girl either decided to go full female form as a woman, as an adult, or go full tomboy mode and go Gallade. Anyway, enough about that. The whole situation is just weird, man. But yes, there's a lot of really strange R34 stuff out there. And it really is true. I think what's the saying they say behind it? If it exists, there's adult content for it. That's pretty much true nowadays. You can get anything. Seriously, there are artists out there who make a living off of doing just that kind of artwork. Like, they take commissions. You ever been to DeviantArt? I haven't been there in a while. Actually, I'm going to jump over there real quick. And for a long time, people thought that DeviantArt was just that kind of artwork. It's not. There are some regular, artists that don't do that kind of work, and that's fine. But DeviantArt, there are people there, artists, who are actually very, very good at what they do. And they will take commissions on artwork like that. They just say, okay, what character or characters, and what do you want them doing? And based on how much you kind of have them doing, or how much detail and stuff that you want, then they give you a quote as far as how much it's going to cost. Yeah, because over on DeviantArt, they also have regular photography and cosplay and stuff. But of course, the big thing is the fan art. Some of the cosplay on here is actually really, really good. In fact, let me see. Some of it, of course, is a little more risque, if you know what I mean. But some of the more true to form cosplay that I've seen is actually really, really excellent. Like, these people put a ton of effort into doing some of these outfits. Some of them is really, really good. Oh, wow, who's this? Is that... Oh, that's Kecking. Let me see if I can link this. Let's see, open image in new tab. Yeah, okay, here's... This actually looks pretty good. Got the little wig and everything. Yeah, this is supposed to be Kecking. Here, I'll share this with you. It is safe, so don't worry about that. Oh, God. That's way too big. Okay, that's a massive link. Hold on. I can't post all that. Yeah, the link was something like 700 characters long. Okay, that's not what I want. You're a cultural man. I actually do like art, like in a traditional sense. I used to, when we were children, some of the field trips that we would take when we were in elementary school would be to the museums, like the Museum of Science and History, and then they would also take us to the art museum, which was, I loved going to the art museum. I absolutely loved it. Most people didn't, or most of the kids didn't, but I always thought it was absolutely awesome. Oh my God, that link really is that long. Are you kidding? Wow, they really do not like backlinking here, huh? Yeah, this link is stupid long. Okay, hold on. Let me try something else here. Here, I'll just send you the page. The page is reasonable enough, in case you want to check it out. But here's Kecking. Blood art is creepy. I've heard about that. And people have actually done it over time. It's not one of my favorite things to look at. Definitely not. Let's see. I guess the name of this person is Catacorn Play? Yeah, her Kecking looks really nice. I like that. Let me see some of her other work. Oh my God. Okay, she does other sorts of work, apparently. What in the hell? How did she get that to stay there? Never mind. Anyways, back to the game. Gotta go back to the game now. Head to Sol System. Local cluster, deal with a rogue AI on Earth's moon. Oh. Okay, so... Oh, well, I don't really... Well, oh, that's right. I can't go back to the Citadel. Okay, so... Let's just go back to the Sol System. Yes, they will literally paint with their own blood. And you can, a lot of times you can actually tell when somebody's done that because obviously blood has a very unique smell to it. It smells like iron. So yeah, you can tell when people do that sort of stuff usually, unless there's a lot of other chemicals that have been used in the artwork, which does sometimes happen. Okay, I don't want to go to the Citadel. Hold on. Oh, that's the Citadel. Here we go. Local cluster. There we are. There's the Sol system. Let's head over there. But why though? Some of them find it cathartic, I guess. Colony founded in 2069. 4.1 million people live on the moon. Wow. Capital Armstrong. Oh, cool. Atmospheric pressure trace. Surface temperature negative 53. Sounds about right. Day length 27.3 days. That sounds very right as well. Alright, we're going to the moon. Why not pig blood? Maybe not the same. Again, I think it because for a lot of people, their art is their life. And if you use something like pig blood, you might as well just be using paint at that point. But when you're using blood, you are quite literally putting yourself into your artwork. Yes, you can buy pig blood. I'm aware of that. But again, like I was saying, if you're going to paint with something like that, and the idea is to literally put yourself in the work, it doesn't make a lot of sense to even use pig blood because it's not you. See what I mean? Like, I've actually heard of other artists, like sculptors, who will take their own hair and use it as hair in some of their projects, or use it as other stuff in their projects. Yeah, there's all sorts of crazy stuff out there when it comes to art. Yeah. Again, it may not be something that you or I like, but it's something people do. You know, kind of like there's a whole section of people out there that like to punch themselves in the face. I don't know why they do it, but they like it. And so I'm just like, well, okay. I find that to be more reasonable since I'm not hurting yourself. Yeah. Oh, 1123. I like how my armor is just fine on the moon. It's basically a spacesuit. Fancy spacesuit. I really couldn't say, Moni, as far as how they are getting their own blood. Because there are certain ways that you can actually extract it from yourself that are quite easy and not that painful. Like, you could actually run a line. You could run an IV, like an IV line. You could actually put it into your vein, and there you go. And get just tons of blood like that. Obviously, I would not recommend that to anybody. The only people that should be doing that to you are, like, nurses, and that's because you're at the doctor's or in a hospital. Oh, wait. Oh, I forgot to change my marker. I do not remember mountains like this being on the moon. I'm kind of looking at this now because I remember back in high school we did projects on the moon. And they said that there are some hills and stuff on the moon, but for the most part it's pretty flat. So to see this is a little strange. You watched a documentary called Tur? What is Tur about? Is that about Alan Turing? Oh god, I hope I don't have to climb this thing. Oh, actually, this wasn't that bad. All things considered. Look, it's the Earth! It's amazing! And look, the United States is actually facing us. That's amazing. Look, I think I can see my house from there. Yeah, I can. There it is. Hold on. Let's see. Where am I? Oh, wow, this doesn't focus. I'm about right here. Yeah, about right there. Something like that. We here at TCTV suggest not drawing your own blood. That's very true. Do it only because the doctor is doing it. Okay, why are the turrets even active here? Oh, God. Yeah, there's no reason for those turrets to be active. Do I actually want to destroy those? I guess I have to. Please see a doctor. By aliens. There we go. Well, the reason I'm like, do I really want to destroy those is because I imagine they probably have to be replaced. Yeah, we're entering the first building here. I'm on the moon with Steve. Ooh, Hurricane 9. Wow, are we actually in the ground? Looks like it. Ooh, what do we got here? Oh! Wow, that thing doesn't want to blow up. Wow, my gun got hot really fast for some reason. Was that it? Wow, okay. We do suggest eating... Well, I don't even eat 3 times a day. I eat like twice. You're eating pizza? Well, it says we can destroy this, but... I guess maybe we have to hit it from a certain angle. I don't know. I'll just leave it. Oh my god, look at all those little exclamation points. I think those are all quests. Maybe these are all for the same thing. Oh. Okay. What's all this? Does it want me to destroy these? Oh, I think it does. I completely forgot why I was even here. Yeah, it wants me to destroy the AI. So I do need to destroy these. Okay. Let me see. What can I use to destroy these with? The shotgun, maybe? Let's see. Okay, if there's a toxic gas, why don't I just put my helmet back on? Wow, that thing shoots fast. I didn't realize it shot that fast. RPG will do the job. Let me see. Does my sniper rifle hit this thing a little harder? Oh, okay. Sniper rifle's just as good. And I can stay away from it. Ashley, move! Get out of the way! God. Talk about stupid AI. Yeah, let me stand right there in your way. She's still really close. Dork. Okay, so they are just all one quest. Okay. I guess I have to destroy those other ones over there too. You know what the best thing about this game is? No ammo. Okay, excellent. That's exactly what I wanted. But yeah, you don't have to pick up ammo in this game. It seems like for every game out there, you sort of have to do that. You have to collect ammo and sometimes conserve it depending on the game that you're playing. Like Resident Evil, if you've ever played any of the Resident Evil games, the first thing you'll notice is that you have to collect ammo and it is very, very scarce. Yeah, well, the way that they explain it in the game is technically the guns do have ammo, but the way in which it works is basically like this. Is whenever you quote unquote load your gun with ammo, it's basically just a chunk of steel. Like a bar of steel that's just, and you put it in there. And what the gun will do is every time that it fires, it will splice a tiny bit of that steel from the bar, and then that's what gets sent flying. So pretty much all the guns in this game are kind of like rail guns. That's how they work. At least that's how it's explained in the lore. And so yeah, it basically just peels a little bit of that bar off and then sends it flying. So I imagine if you have a block, say the size of like your fist, obviously it would usually be probably thinner and longer, you know, just to kind of make it fit the form of the gun. But that could probably last quite a long time. The ammo is very hard to find. Yes, Resident Evil is hardcore about the ammo. You need to conserve ammo quite a bit. In fact, a lot of times when you're fighting the guys in that game, sometimes it's best to just run. Because if you see a group of zombies and you don't necessarily need to kill them, it's sometimes best to just run past them. Because you have to imagine, depending on which zombies you're facing, it can take 4 or 5 shots per zombie to defeat them, and that's a lot of rounds that you need to hold on to. Because yeah, ammo is very hard to come by in Resident Evil. Even on normal mode or easy mode, it's very hard to come by. Okay, I think that's all of them. Yeah, I think that's all the stuff I had to destroy. The original Resident Evil games were great. I remember playing the old school the old school, the first Resident Evil and then Resident Evil 2. I never had a PlayStation 1. Well, I had a PlayStation 1, but I only got it like way after the fact and it was given to me. I had a PlayStation 2 though that I bought, and the first thing people were telling me when I got it, they're like, dude, go get the Resident Evil games. So I got Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 2. Both good. Both really, really good. Obviously very, very dated now, but still very good games. They had the creep factor in both of those games is kind of insane. The only thing I wasn't crazy about, but I understand that it had to be this way because of the limitation of the hardware, was the way in which they did the traversing in the game. How it'll like change the angle of the camera as you walk through like a corridor, and then it changes it again as you go into this next area, and then it changes again and again. I didn't like that. But again, I understand that they did it that way because, yeah. Because the PlayStation simply wasn't powerful enough to produce what they wanted to produce as far as the graphics for the game itself. So they had to put it in little chunks and little sections like that. You know, I've actually heard of people getting shot with a 9mm and not even falling down. So I can see why a 9mm may not put down a zombie. A shotgun, though, it depends. Well, actually, yeah, it depends on what kind of round you're using in a shotgun. Like if you're using birdshot, probably won't put them down. Yeah, it may knock them down, but it won't like destroy them. But if you're using buckshot, oh heck yeah. Buckshot will just absolutely take their head off. But it doesn't really specify what kind of rounds you're getting in the game. It just says shotgun round, that's it. It doesn't tell you, it doesn't get that specific. So I would assume they're all like buckshot. Either buckshot or yeah, either of those will absolutely obliterate their target. Birdshot is if you just want to hit everything within a particular area. That's what birdshot's for. Like I mean, like seriously, if a person gets shot with birdshot, they are almost definitely going to survive unless it's a very, very, very up close shot and it's very specific to where they get shot. But like if you're, you know, like 20 feet away and somebody fires birdshot at you, oh hell yeah, it's going to sting like mad because they're all basically just tiny little BBs. It's just like it's like a big cluster of little BBs. That's what birdshot is. So yeah, it's going to suck. It's going to hurt like hell. But you're probably going to be fine. The most annoying thing would probably be going to the hospital and having the nurse pick out every single one of the BBs. Because it can get annoying. Not that I've ever been shot with birdshot, but the reason why I kind of think about that is it reminds me of what Dick Cheney did to that guy that he went on a hunting trip with. No joke. This was a huge joke for a while here in the States. But Dick Cheney, who is the former vice president, he was vice president under George W. Bush back in the 2000s, went on a hunting trip, no joke, shot somebody in the face, literally shot them in the face with some birdshot. The guy was fine. He lived. He recovered. But the funniest part about it was Dick Cheney never apologized to the guy. Instead, the guy that got shot apologized to Dick Cheney. Which is like, what? Like, bro, you're the one who got shot in the face. And you're apologizing to. It's like getting murdered by somebody, or somebody's trying to murder you and they shoot you and you don't die. So you go and you find them. You're like, yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't die. It's like, what? Yeah, huge jokes for forever, for like a good month. Everywhere, just jokes about that. I mean, you can actually still go and find all the news reports and stuff on it online of that. It was just nuts. It was just crazy. Kinetic barrier fields powering up throughout the bunker complex. Oh, great. And if I... Oh. Okay. Well, that's not good. And if I remember correctly, it was actually here in... That actually happened here in Texas. Family Guy made jokes about it. Yeah, it's been some time, so I don't remember everything, but... Yeah, it was a huge news story. It was like... It was kind of one of those things where it's like exactly how much could a politician get away with? Dick Cheney literally shot a guy in the face and had the guy apologize to him. That's crazy. Obviously, any other person would probably end up in jail. Oh, that I don't know why, but I just remembered. I keep meaning to watch the latest Spider-Man movie. What is it? No Way Home? I hear it's really, really good. Although I'm kind of thinking, because I watched the first one with Tom, whatever his name is. What's his name? I forget the name of the guy. Like, I remember his face, but I can't remember his name. Whatever. Anyways, yeah, the latest Spider-Man franchise, the 3 movies that are out right now. But I know I watched the first one. I don't remember watching the second one. So I'm thinking maybe I should watch the second one first. And then rent the third one. Because I don't want to miss anything. In fact, now that I think of it, I definitely didn't watch the second one. Because the second one has Jake Gyllenhaal in it, right? It's not Tom Hanks. Tom Germany? What? Whatever that guy's name is, that young kid that all the girls like. He's going out with the... What's that woman's name? Not Savannah. Why do I keep saying Savannah? Zendaya. There you go. I think that's her name. Yeah, he's going out with her. And it's interesting because she's actually taller than he is. But I mean, that doesn't really matter, but still. But yeah, what is his name? I'm actually serious. Oh, there we go. Parked. Okay, I cannot remember his name. How come I can't remember this kid's name? Hold on. I gotta look now. Here we go. Spider-Man No Way Home. Tom Holland. Okay, thank you. That's why you were doing the Tom Germany joke. Okay, got it. But yeah, I actually want to watch that movie. And so I'm trying to think, let me see. I'm gonna watch it on Amazon, I know that. What about, let's see, Spider-Man Far From Home. Oh, this one's only $3 to rent. Okay, so I can probably rent this one and then just rent the other movie afterwards. So then I'll be caught up. Okay, cool. The movie is not bad, just don't pay too much for it. Well, Far From Home's only $3, and what is it? The other one, No Way Home, I think it's called. Yeah, No Way Home's only $6. That's not terrible. Yeah, I'm not actually gonna buy the movie. I'm just gonna rent it. You don't like Disney? Well, Spider-Man isn't a Disney movie. Seriously, it's not. It's a Sony movie. I know that they work together with Disney, but still. But yeah, Spider-Man is technically a Sony movie. Sony owns the movie rights to Spider-Man and pretty much all the baddies from the Spider-Man franchise. Like Venom. Venom is also a Sony movie. Again, I imagine they're going to try and work them into the. They're going to try to work Venom into the whole Marvel cinematic universe thing. So they're going to do partnerships, but yeah, it's actually not a Disney movie. That's why it was such a big deal when Tom Holland Spider-Man showed up in Civil War, because they knew, everybody at the time knew that Disney did not own the rights to Spider-Man, at least for the movies. And so when he showed up there, they were like, "Oh, okay, so, I guess they're working something out." And it makes sense because Sony probably is like, "Well, we want to make some money off of this." And they know that most of the Marvel movies have made tons of money. Not all of them, unfortunately, but not that they should, but yeah, there have been a few bombs from Disney when it comes to Marvel movies, surprisingly. What was that? The latest one, I think it was called Morbius. I hear that movie was terrible. I have nothing to base it on because I actually don't even know who Morbius is as far as comic book characters. I'd heard of him, but I don't know what he is or who he is. But people were saying that Morbius was just terrible. You don't like Sony either? Mobius is the definition of average. I hate to say this, but I'm starting to think that almost every movie that Jared Leto is in, it just turns out to be very, like, painfully average or even bad. Like, the only movie that he was in that's actually really good was Dallas Buyers Club. And it wasn't even, he wasn't like the main star in that movie. The main star was Matthew McConaughey. Nothing about that movie stood out very much. It's like is it kind of like they took every superhero trope and just threw it into a movie and said, "Here you go." And everybody was like, "Wait a minute, we've already seen this before." They do that sometimes with some movies. Like even what was it, the first one, the first Suicide Squad movie? It was actually not terrible. It was okay. It could have definitely been better. Um, but I get why people just didn't like his Joker. His Joker was, it just didn't feel right at all. Like all the times that I've seen Joker either on film or in the comic books, I'd never seen him portrayed quite the way that Leto did it. It just didn't feel right. But at the same time, it was one of those situations where no matter what he did, it was always going to be looked at as bad. You dislike American movies. One of the big things that I've hated for a long time with American movies, and it's starting to change now, thankfully, is when they will take something like a Japanese property and shoehorn a white star into an originally Japanese role. and release the movie that way. It's like, oh, come on, really? Like the first one that I remember that was very, very obvious was the remember the Dragon Ball Z movie? Oh my god, the Dragon Ball Z movie. It's like, come on, it's like Goku is very obviously very much a Japanese character. And they put some, no offense to white people, but they put some white dude in it. He wasn't even a big star or anything. It was just some white dude. It's like, man, there are so many good Asian actors out there that could have played that role, but no, they picked that. They picked this random white dude. Uh-oh. We got more drones coming. We don't talk about that. Yes, we do talk about that. Another one where the movie actually, it definitely could have been better, was Ghost in the Shell with Scarlett Johansson. I mean, I understand why they chose Scarlett, because she's a huge movie star, and just her name would have brought people to the theater because they just want to see her in a movie. But at the same time, it's like, dude, there are so many really good Asian actresses out there that could have played that role. But they chose a white girl. And again, nothing against them, but still, it's like, you know, if it's traditionally an Asian role, just put an Asian actor in there. I mean, Hollywood has access to so many good actors and movie stars. It's like, why would you? You know, Kung Fu Hustle's great. That movie is exactly what it meant to be. Dumb and goofy and hilarious. It's a sin to all Dragon Ball Z fans. Yes, it is. That Dragon Ball Z movie is so awful. It was kind of like what they tried to do to Sonic. Remember Sonic the Hedgehog? When we first got a look at the Sonic the Hedgehog movie and the first screenshots of the way Sonic was gonna look, and he looked horrifying. It's like, thank God they changed it, because I actually saw the movie. It was on, was it Netflix? I think it was on Netflix. It was like the 1 month a year that I subscribed to Netflix. It was on there, so I was like, oh, I'll watch it, because I was one of those people that said, hey, Sonic looked like crap, and the redesign of Sonic definitely looks better. Yeah, the redesign, which bases its design more closely on the video games, looks a ton better. And the movie, for what it's worth, deafens your Heartsuit's head display interprets it as a series of zeros and ones. They repeat again and again, blanketing all frequencies until the lights on the front of your filter flicker and die. Especially, oh, okay. Especially class will place your base class in the talents on the squad screen. Talent ranks in your base class transfer over to your specialization class. Go to your squad screen to view the bonuses you gain with each rank in your... Oh, okay. Interesting. Ooh. Shock Trooper Nemesis? What is this? Highly trained killing machines, shock troopers excel in all combat situations. Increased health, increased damage protection, immunity to improves the immunity or barrier ability, improves the adrenaline ability. So I can only choose one? Robotic specialist uses Mass Effect fields to inflict heavy damage against opponents. I barely even use those abilities. Increased duration of damage. No, I guess I'm gonna do Shock Trooper because I don't even use. Like I've gone like the last 10 missions I've gone through, I've not even touched any of the Mass Effect abilities. I just use the gun. So I guess we're doing that. Okay. But yeah, the Sonic movie, after, because seriously, if they had not done the redesign, the entire movie just would have felt very weird. Because the movie in itself, I mean, it's really a kids movie, which is fine. That's exactly what it was supposed to be, just a kids movie. It was kind of, kind of fun, kind of silly. You know, nothing too serious. But again, if they had used the old design in that movie, oh my god, it would have been just like, what? Oh, that's another bad movie too. Avatar. I'm sorry, The Last Airbender was the name of the movie. That movie was just, ugh. Like, I had actually never seen the Avatar series, the television series. I'd never seen it, but I'd heard a lot about it, and I'd heard that there was a huge fan base, and a lot of people were like, "Yeah, it's really, really good," and they're like, "It's not your average, animation," and I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." Um, but then I'd heard about the movie, and I watched that movie, and wow, was that bad? They're making another live action Avatar movie on Netflix. I'm calling it now. It's going to be garbage. Yeah, I guess it kind of depends. Like, some stuff that Netflix does is really, really good, and other stuff they do is just awful. Like, I remember when they remember the Death Note movie that they made? That movie was so boring. Because I actually watched Death Note, the animation, or the anime from Japan, and it was actually pretty good. It got a little long-winded, so I kind of gave up on it after like episode like 30 or something. But the first, I guess, quote unquote season of Death Note was actually pretty darn good. But like I said, it got a little long-winded. But the Death Note movie, oh my gosh, that was trash. It was so boring. And again, they did the same thing. Is instead of using Asian actors, they threw in some random white dude to play the lead role. I'm like, why? And again, it wasn't like a well-known star. It wasn't like a big movie star that people would recognize them. It was just some random dude. If you're going to put in just some random dude, then, just put in a random Asian guy for an Asian character. Just do it. That was pretty bad. But, like I said, they do some really bad stuff and some really good stuff. Like, the good stuff that they've done was Don't Look Up. They actually produced that movie. Very good movie. Excellent, funny as hell. What's another one they did that I thought was pretty good? I just had it in my head, and now I completely forgot. But yeah, they've done a few that were pretty. Cowboy Bebop. I actually thought it was good. A lot of people will disagree with me, but the live action Cowboy Bebop, I thought it was fun. I really did. Donate $150 someday. Could we all watch Hellsing Abridged? TFS on stream, then we can hide it afterwards. I think there's a way to do like an unlisted stream. I think I'll have to look. I've never actually done an unlisted, but I'll have to look into that. Hellsing TFS. What is that? The Final Sin? Is that what that means? I have no idea what TFS means. The fart shitter? I don't know. The far starling? The fat shit? I don't know. The original creators of Avatar were actually part of the crew working on that Netflix live action version, but they left after creative differences. Oh no. No, that's a terrible sign. So it's yeah. I imagine they were probably trying to stick very close to the source material, and some producer who thinks they know better is like, no, we're gonna do it this way, and creative is like, no, that's not how it goes. That's not how this works. And the producer's like, well, I control the money, so I say it goes this way. And they're just like, well, we're quitting then. Bye. Oh, Team 4-Star. Man, I haven't watched any of Team 4-Star stuff in a long time. I know that they were popular for doing the Dragon Ball Z stuff. That was their thing. The only reason why I think I didn't enjoy their Dragon Ball Z stuff as much as I did say Little Kuribo's Yu-Gi-Oh stuff is simply because I never really watched Dragon Ball Z. Like, I occasionally caught an episode of it, like on Adult Swim back in the day, but I was never one of those people that sat down and like, okay, let's start from episode 1 and watched all the episodes. I never did that. It's not like with Yu-Gi-Oh. With Yu-Gi-Oh, I've actually watched every single episode of the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters. I watched every single one. All 200 plus episodes. So that's why whenever he would produce an abridged series episode, I would always have to watch it because I'm like, okay, what kind of goofiness is he going to do with this now? Oh, keep going the wrong way. Or I need to go this way. I would do an abridged series, but it's a lot of work. And it's just me. I would want to get at least a few other people who could do voices. It's Slim, you like One Punch Man. I've heard of One Punch Man. I know all the memes and stuff. I've never watched any of the show. Gave them their own animation studio that's decided to create more animated content for Avatar. Oh, cool. You watched every episode of 1980s Dragon Ball to Super in 2018? Wow. That's the only thing about some of these series is that they go on for so long. And I've mentioned this before. Some series go on so long that it's kind of hard to figure out where a good entry point is. Like, I think I mentioned this on a Pokemon stream before. Because, again, I've never watched any of the Pokemon episodes or any of the movies for that matter. None of them. And so, yeah, obviously the first ones came out in the 90s. But it's like, do I really want to step all the way back into the like mid 90s and start from there? Or do I want to start like from 2010 on, that kind of, it's like, I really don't know where to start. That would kind of be the thing with Dragon Ball, is I wouldn't even know where the good entry point would be. Because it seems that with every new iteration that comes out, there's always some hearkening back to the original. Like, there's always kind of like some, I don't want to say like inside jokes, but like inside references that always kind of harken back to maybe the original series or one of the older iterations that came out some time ago. And I want to be able to catch all that stuff because that's part of the joy of watching shows like that. Like, it's kind of like, watching Yu-Gi-Oh! And I started watching Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, got a little bored of it, but there were several times where they would make reference to events or things that happened in the first show. And I thought that's kind of neat. So I would definitely want to do that. But the Ed Tide important Dragon Ball. You gotta watch 80s Dragon Ball first. I think it would probably be kind of hard for me to watch 80s Dragon Ball. Like, the animation style is so dated. Kind of drives me nuts. Like, I just really didn't like that anime style. It just does not at all appeal to me. Let's see, Duelist. Okay, she's fine. We'll leave her in that. Like, the part where the anime style starts to be a little more appealing as far as its visual style probably starts happening about in the mid 90s or so. But before that, and I understand that there are just certain techniques or certain styles that people do, and that's fine. But again, like, a lot of the animes that are from the 80s and the early 90s, they're probably great. They're probably amazing. But again, just having to look at that style and it just being so unappealing to me, it just kind of drives me nuts. So in that case, I think I would rather probably just go read the manga, or maybe just get somebody to just like give me a crash course in whatever has been going on with the show or whatever. What's the deal with the characters? Solaris Amp. Colossus Gladiator. Okay, we're good. That's how they feel about Fate series. It feels like you need a PhD to know where to start the series from. Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat make great shows, movies. The Street Fighter movie was... It could have been something great, but it wasn't. is like, what? Because, I mean, seriously, go look at the cast for the original Street Fighter movie. And if you look at that cast, they had some really good people in there. They had Jean-Claude Van Damme, which at the time, he was a huge star. He was a massive star at the time. They had Raul Julia, who, in fact, if I remember correctly, that was the last movie he did before he died, unfortunately. But again, Raul Julia is an amazing actor, or was an amazing actor. They also had Ming Na. If you don't know who Ming Na is, she's been in a lot of the Star Wars stuff lately. She was even in some of the Marvel stuff, too. But yeah, she was in there. She played Chun-Li. She was great. I think the weakest part of that whole movie was the casting of Ken and Ryu. Both of those characters, their casting was just not good. So again, like I said, the movie this should have been something great, but it was one of those movies that unfortunately would only really entertain people who were already familiar with the game, who would understand the art style behind it all. Like if you just took somebody who had never heard of Street Fighter, sit them down and play that movie for them, they'd probably be like, what? It's like, what are you talking about? What is this? Same thing with Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat actually had a few decent fighting scenes. The original Mortal Kombat movie, I mean, had some pretty decent fighting scenes. The CGI was terrible, but it was the mid-90s. It was all going to be terrible. And but some of the fights were good. The direction was okay, but it was very, very much derived from the video game, which is good. I mean, that's kind of the reason why I make the movie anyway. So yeah, the original ones were okay. The latest or the newest Mortal Kombat movie, the one that was on Netflix, I think was it Netflix? No, it was HBO Max. HBO Max has the latest Mortal Kombat movie, and I did watch it, and it was they could have done a better job. What they did is there's obviously a ton of characters from the video game. They have Sub-Zero and Scorpion. They have Jax in there, and they've got a few others. I think the mistake they made was the main character in the whole movie was a character that does not exist in the Mortal Kombat lore. He's not in the video game. He's not in the lore at all. Nothing. He's just some character they made up for the movie. I think that was a huge mistake, because you want to kind of get behind the main character, especially when he's getting his butt kicked all the time. But it's like, okay, who is this guy? I have no idea who he was. At first, I thought he was going to be Liu Kang. When they first show him, it gives you that impression that it's Liu Kang. But then you find out that it's not. And you're like, oh. Because if it would have been Liu Kang, I would have been like, oh, hell yeah. This is going to be good. Because Liu Kang is probably one of the most likable characters in Mortal Kombat. I thought including Kung Lao in the latest Mortal Kombat movie was pretty cool. I was actually sad by what happened to him. But who? Let me see. Yeah, what was that guy's name? Jax is in the movie. I think Sonya. Yeah, Sonya's in the movie. Sonya was okay. She was all right. Raiden was okay. Shang Tsung was okay. The whole movie was okay. I thought what stood out the most was the opening action sequence, which was excellent. And then as the story progresses, you see kind of the showdown between Scorpion and Sub-Zero. I thought that was pretty satisfying. Because I think, if anything, they should have focused a little more on Scorpion and Sub-Zero, since the main character they gave us wasn't even a character from Mortal Kombat. In fact, what was his name? What name did they give him? Let's see, Mortal Kombat. Yes, Goro is in the movie too. Goro was in the movie, and he actually didn't look that bad. Cole Young was the name of the guy that they put in there. And again, it didn't make any sense, because it's like, again, when you make a movie like this, the whole idea is that you want to put in the characters that are obviously very, very recognizable. You want to put in Kano, you want to put in Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Liu Kang, all the guys that people know. And who do they put, right there, front and center? Someone they just make up. Again, that's why I was like, who is this dude? Because after I figured out that he wasn't Liu Kang, I kept thinking to myself, who is this guy? Is he in Mortal Kombat? Did I miss something? Turns out, no. It just, yeah. He was just made up, which was unfortunate. But Hiroyuki Sanada as Scorpion was excellent. He was really, really good. Jessica McNamee as Sonya was okay. Luda Lin as Liu Kang, terrific. Sissy Stringer as Melina was okay. Let me see. Oh, Josh Lawson, the guy who played Kano. He was actually really good. I thought he did really well. He steals a handful of scenes that he's in because his Kano is that good. And again, it's a video game movie, so just kind of take that for what it is. If you don't expect too much from it, it's actually fine. It's a fun movie. But yeah, Kano, the guy who played Kano did really well. And I thought Scorpion was really awesome too. But yeah, it's on HBO Max, is it right? Yeah, HBO Max. You can actually get it with a Hulu sub now too. Oh, and it is on YouTube for $4. So yeah, pretty good. Noob Cybot. Don't ignore my power of temptation. Reptile. I think Reptile was in the movie. I'm trying to remember now. It's been some time. I only watched the movie once. But yeah, I think Reptile was in the movie. I think Reptile was in there. I think Smoke was in there. I'm trying to remember all the characters that were in there now. Let me see if I can get a list of characters that appeared. Let's see. We had Cole Young, Sonya Blade, Kano, Jax, Liu Kang, Kung Lao, who I thought was awesome, Raiden, Shang Tsung, Sub-Zero, Scorpion. Let me see. Emily Young and Allison. Oh, those are Cole's family. Then we had Melina, Natara, Raiko, Cabal was in there as well, and Goro. Goro was in there. Cabal was actually kind of cool. Yeah, now that I'm thinking back on it, he actually wasn't bad either. Smokey the Bear was in Mortal Kombat. No. The character Smoke. From what I'm seeing here, again, now I'm curious, so I'm looking. From what I'm seeing here, Mortal Kombat, and again, this was like in the thick of the whole COVID-19 thing, when theaters were mostly closed and all that, when this movie was released. That's why I watched on HBO Max. I wasn't going to the theater. But even then, it did get a theatrical release, and it still made $84 million in the theaters, which is, again, all things considered, is really good. Let's see, internationally, it made... Wow, that's not bad. Internationally, it made like another $25 million. And it had a budget of $55 million. So all things considered, that's actually pretty good. And then you also have to take into account how many people subbed to HBO Max just to watch it. And admittedly, I did. That's the only reason I subbed to HBO Max, was because I wanted to see that movie. And it actually was pretty decent. Shock Trooper. Biotic protection. But okay, yeah, there we go. I want to do that. MC trying to send you $15 for 2 shows. 2 shows? Which 2 shows? Power Rangers? No. Trying to send me shows like to watch Dragon Ball Z. I'll probably never get into the Dragon Ball stuff. Like most anime nowadays, I look more toward comedies when it comes to anime and stuff now. Just because I like back in like the early 2010s, I watched a lot of the heavy like emotional stuff, and it wasn't good for me. It's because when you sit there and you watch this really depressing anime, it's like, oh god, it makes you feel like crap. Like some of them actually turn out okay, like they're good anime, but sometimes you just gotta step away from that stuff, man. That's why, like when I watched Konosuba, that show is so stupid, but it's incredible. Oh, and speaking of Konosuba, season 3, they're getting season 3. No idea when it's going to be out, but they are getting season 3 of Konosuba. Again, that show is just so stupid, but it makes me laugh, and so I'm like, sure, I'm in. It makes me laugh. Oh, to watch Hellsing Abridged? Oh, is that only available, like, why? Is that, like, only available in certain formats or something, or what? What's going on with that? Let me see. Oh, well, let me see. Hellsing Abridged is actually, it's just on YouTube. Yeah, it's right here. I see it. Ultimate Abridged. Luke Valentine English sub. What is this? Oh, Goblin Slayer. Oh, a Goblin Slayer parody. Oh my gosh. Oh, I think I watched this and I was like, what? Goblin Slayer I watched too. That was actually not bad. That had some interesting action in it. And it does get a little funny sometimes. But okay. Yeah, I see these here from Team 4-Star. Best of Hellsing Ultimate Abridged? Hold on.
Hold on a minute, I gotta take this. Hello?
What did you do?
Alright. But you can't be mad at me.
What did you do?
Okay, first, I was minding my own business.
Bullshit!
I was!
And exactly what happened whilst you were minding your own business?
So I was just chillaxing in my room like a baller, and then all of a sudden these schmucks kicked in my door. One of them yelled out, "Get on your knees!" And I responded with, "I knocked your mother last night!" And they took exception to that.
Okay.
But you know how that song and dance goes. And I killed all but one of them.
What happened to the last one?
Forced out like a bitch.
Okay.
The Lord with fear and rejoice with trembling.
You got me a present.
Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and ye perish from the way when his wrath is kindled but a little.
Is the guy from Trigun? Oh no, it's not.
Right this way, good bee. That's right, right in front of everyone else. You're 80, you're used to it. We're going to look at art and paintings, which I believe are also art. I don't know, I'm cockney, I'm uncultured.
Well, my boner's gone.
Aye, kind of a mood killer.
Wanna try this again some other time?
Of course, kill you later, you monstrous heathen.
You too, you Catholic son.
Oh, that voice. That's Little Karibo. I was listening to that voice. I was like, I know that voice. It's Little Karibo. Okay. Because it's... I mean, I've only watched 1 minute and 41 seconds of it, and it's fine. The only reason I even stopped for a second there is because, again, I was like, whose voice is that? And I know that voice. But I mean, it's okay, I guess. I don't know.
What's tautology?
You want some coffee?
I'd love some.
What do you think the card will go?
Not as long as it's an order.
I think I have an idea. Did you know you have vacation days?
I have vacation days. You mean I can leave anytime I want and not get yelled at over the phone? Because seriously, it's always over the phone. Also because I don't like to argue with her in person. I get a boner. It's super awkward.
Quite.
Well, that settles it. I'm going traveling.
Yes, you can go anywhere you wish. Except for Brazil. Sir Integra was quite insistent that you never visit Brazil.
Taking the police on the Frenchman. I want the penthouse.
I'm sorry, sir. Mr. Chevy Chase currently has that room reserved.
I said you want to give me the penthouse.
I want to give you the penthouse.
And you want to kick out Chevy Chase because he's an asshole.
And I want to kick out Chevy Chase because he's an asshole.
See this, Frenchie? I can make him say whatever I want.
Hmm.
White Chicks was amazing.
White Chicks was amazing.
He believes it too. Yeah.
Hello, Alucard.
Okay.
How was your mission in Japan?
I'd say 99.9% done. Sup, bitch?
I need to talk to you about some important guests coming today.
Are they hookers?
No,
And like that, you've lost me.
there are financial suppliers.
Oh man, they have to hate us.
They do. That's why they cancelled our budget.
Ooh, that's bad. We need that, right? Walter, we need that, right?
Yes, very important.
Thank you, Walter. Like what?
First off, property damage.
Good times.
Dozens of noise complaints.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Killing at least a dozen innocent people.
Oh, so did Anthony Hopkins, and he got a fucking Oscar for it.
And all of the sexual harassment.
I'm not apologizing.
Listen, I know this is asking a lot.
Okay. Again, I think the reason why I'm just not getting any of the inside jokes. Yeah, like if I had actually seen Hellsing, the original Hellsing, then I'm sure a lot more of this would make sense to me. But as it is right now, I'm like, okay. I just don't get any of the jokes. It's like I can kind of feel that certain things they're saying are where the jokes are supposed to be. But again, I don't have a frame of reference. So it's like, okay. I'm sure it's funny. But like I said, I think I have to probably watch the original Hellsing to even really understand what it is that they're talking about. Just like a guy with Spanish Inquisition. What? Yeah, I think I would have to watch the original series first, and then go back and watch the whatchamacallit, the abridged series. Because that's where the things get funny. It's because that's the whole idea, is that okay, I've watched this anime, now let me see what happens when somebody goes and just makes it ridiculous. Episodes 1 to the end, you're just watching the clips, not the full. Okay, but like I said, I think I need to watch. I would need to watch the original series too, because again, for me, that's part of what made Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged funny, is because I had seen all those episodes. And even like when Team 4 was doing the Dragon Ball Z stuff, when people were saying, "Oh, you need to watch the Dragon Ball one; it's hilarious," and so I would go and watch it, and I'd be like, "Okay." I'd watch the episodes from the beginning to the end, and I would get a couple of jokes here and there just because they were, modern references to certain things. But other than that, I was like, eh. 15 for trying. Okay. That's strange. I'm going to use that $15 to buy a taco. But yeah, I think that's the big thing. Like I watched that Goblin Slayer. I watched the abridged episode. I think there's only been one. I watched the abridged episode, and that one was actually pretty funny. Again, because I had seen the show and I understood what everything was talking about. Like let me think. Pretty much any anime that I've seen up until this point, if somebody were to make an abridged version of it, I think I'd probably find at least somewhat funny. Like, I gotta think, what's a serious anime that I've watched that I think somebody could make a funny abridged series about? Death Note. Obviously. Imagine, seriously, there has to be Death Note abridged, is there not? I haven't even thought about that. Let me look. There has to be Death Note abridged. Somebody had to try it. Okay, there is Death Note abridged. But apparently only 2 episodes. Yeah, I'm only seeing 2 episodes. So apparently whoever was doing it got bored with it. Yeah, see, that I would watch and I'd probably get a kick out of it. Because I'm familiar with the source material. Parody episode. Oh, wow, this is from 7 years ago. Okay, I'll watch that later. How long have I been streaming? Oh my gosh, 3 hours. I've been streaming for 3 hours. I'm gonna save my game. This is what I get for only sleeping 4 hours last night. Oh, I don't want to go over here. Oh, what was I doing? Oh, I think I was going to the journal. Missing survey team. Travel to the Antaeus system in the Hades Gamma cluster. Hades Gamma cluster, Antaeus. Okay. Hades Gamma cluster, Antaeus. Remember to stay hydrated. That reminds me, I haven't had anything to drink. Should probably go get some water or something. I think it's hard for me to think of any modern anime that I would want to see an abridged version of, simply because I haven't watched a ton. Because again, I mentioned Konosuba, because that's probably one of the more recent ones. But Konosuba is so ridiculous as it is, I don't think you could really improve on that. Because the whole idea, I think, of an abridged series is to take a series that at least had some semblance of being serious and making it ridiculous. That's where the funny part comes in. Kepler, man, where is this? Now I've completely forgotten where I need to go. Where do I need to go? Hades. Was it this one at Hades Gamma? I think it was Hades Gamma. Yeah, I think it was this one. What are y'all eating today? Might order me fried chicken strip pita sandwich. Well, now I want fried chicken. Oh, the reincarnated as a slime. Yeah, I heard about that. I heard it was pretty funny. It's basically this little slime and he keeps getting, you know, pushed up against girls' boobs. That's like the whole thing. Oh, deposit of uranium. This place is sure to be cold. Minus 202C. gas deposit. A large really? A large concentration of hydrogen. Only the most common element in the universe. It's a large concentration of hydrogen. I can find a large concentration of hydrogen by going outside. Okay, 8 Celsius. Wow, that's actually a little chilly. 0.84 Earth atmosphere and 0.86 G. Wow, that's actually really nice. Although it's just a big brown world. Oh, this is where we could go. Yeah. But yeah, the slime one I'd heard of. There's a few others because I follow Crunchyroll on Twitter. But I haven't been subbed to Crunchyroll in some time. And I know you don't necessarily have to be subbed. Oh, wait a minute. Didn't they change that? Didn't they change it to where you have to be a sub? You have to sub now? Hold on. Okay, maybe they didn't yet. But I heard something about how Crunchyroll was changing the way they were doing their premium and free services. Like they were changing the way... I can't remember exactly what it was. It's been some time. Yeah, I don't know if they were gonna. I think maybe they were either increasing the number of commercials or something like that. Because it used to be back in the day. It used to be like they would have like 3 30-second commercials, which is actually not terrible. But they were gonna double that or something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but what is this? Review the quintessential quintuplets movie. What is that? Never heard of quintessential quintuplets. Okay, so Attack on Titan final season, One Piece, Ranking of Kings, In the Land of Liddell, Orient, Blade Runner, Black Lotus, My Dress Up Darling, Platinum, and Love of Kill. The case study of Vanitas, Boruto. Naruto Next Generations, and Demon Slayer. Those are some of the latest shows, I guess, that are on Crunchyroll. Q Life with an Ordinary Guy Who Reincarnated into what? Oh, wow. Life with an Ordinary Guy Who Reincarnated into a Total Fantasy Knockout Online. What is with that title, man? Come on. It's so goofy. Tropical Rogue, Procure, Digimon Ghost Game, Case Closed. Oh, Detective Conan, Dragon Quest, Yashahime Princess Half Demon, Q. Okay. Weird. Yeah, I mean, I could always just go back to Crunchyroll and just see it's on there, but... Try saying it 3 times fast. It's not necessarily hard to say, it's just... Like, what? It's like, why so long? Actually bought an autograph of the main character's VA. Still waiting on it to arrive, though. Wait, does the slime even speak? Isn't the slime the main character? Or is it not the main... Oh, I don't know. I've never seen the slime thing. I've heard of it. I've seen tons of posts about it and stuff. That's how I know it's basically a slime that gets stuck up against boobs all the time. It was like half the posts that I see, like on Twitter, that talk about that anime is it's like the slime guy is like up against somebody's boobs. He speaks plenty? Oh, okay. I don't know. I mean, because I would have to think of slime. Now, does he actually speak as in everybody else can hear him? or is he just kind of like speaking internally, like an inner dialogue? Oh God! Run! Get out of here! Route! Oh my God! Ah! Jesus Christ! Oh, apparently that snaky guy can send stuff through rocks. Oh my God! Oh Jesus! Are there more of these? No! Get away! Oh God! We're in trouble. Run! Magic? Oh, okay. Oh, where'd he go? Oh, he's back over here. Dang, he bypasses my shields. Uh-oh, my tire's messed up. Repair, dang it! Repair! Oh, I can't fire when I'm repairing. Oh, crap. That hurt. But everyone can hear and understand him? Oh, okay, good. Man, this thing is tearing up my vehicle here. Where did you go? Oh, crap. Our vehicle's in trouble. Oh, crap, I'm on fire. Okay, yeah, we gotta repair. Repair, dang it, just run. Oh, did he leave? What happened? Ah, crap! Stuck his tongue out at me. He's like, come here, baby. Okay, there, he's dead. Oh my God. Oh, crap. Oh, and he broke my tire again. Actually, one of the things he learns how to do... Oh, okay. So this guy can speak, and he's a slime, and he can speak, and the girls still push him against their boobs. Wow. That dude's got some game, huh? Turian insignia. So what is the point of the show? Are they like trying to get him turned back into a human, or is he just like along for the ride wherever they go, or what's the deal? Or is like his whole thing like, I just like being next to boobs. I like boobs. And are the girls abusive toward him? Do they beat the crap out of him or anything? Or you would have to think like one of the girls is just like a psychopath and she just beats the crap out of him. She's like, you're a slime, it doesn't matter. Okay, so I guess I gotta go search this place. Let's see, nothing here. Oh, these look like just little... Okay. You're not kidding. There's nothing else here. Just a bunch of metagel. Okay, where's my other guy at? Get over here, dude. There's always at least one of the little characters that comes with me. He gets lost somewhere. Oh, here's something.
According to these data logs, the survey team unearthed some kind of alien technology.
Could be answers at the excavation site.
Hmm. Come on, Garrus, get out of there. Don't get don't get stuck in there. Oh wow, look at their vehicle. Look at that thing. It's got some Batmobile vibes. Man, can I drive this? Look at those tires. The main building. Oh wait, okay. Say the main premise of the show is he's building his own nation. How? What? Building their nation? What does that even mean? Is he like recruiting other slimes? What the, that just seems weird. Like they go around murdering other people and they get reincarnated as slimes as well. I'm killing you so you can be a slime like me, and then I can rule over you. Oop, there's... Ooh, husks. Lots and lots of husks.
I've seen this before. Machine cultists. The survey team must have unearthed some alien technology that turned them into mindless fanatics.
Whatever they found, it's long gone now.
In the first episode, he helps out a goblin village, and from there he becomes the leader, and that becomes the nation. Oh, weird. So he's the leader of so a slime is the leader of a goblin nation. It sounds so weird. So that's it. Oh, whoa. Oh, God. Okay. That accounts for all the Exogeny survey team. They were converted to separated husks by devices similar to those. Oh my God, look at that weird thing going over there still. Get the Eden Prime. They came to be buried in a frontier world far from Get the Territory is a mystery. Okay. So that's it. Can I actually go down here? Oh, I can. Village town, in my opinion, but for some reason they call it a nation. Really, that's all that's in here? It's pretty weak. feel like I'm missing something. Okay, so there are two. Okay. So let's look at this. Wow, I feel like we should have gotten more out of this. Didn't see this case before. Okay, I think we're finally done here. But I guess the idea was just to come and find out what happened to the people here, so... Now we know they're all dead. Moni needs to make his own anime. You can name it That Time I Was Reincarnated as a Boob. Isn't that like the dream? Like of every anime weeb out there just... It's not as fun if you're the boob. Compared to some of the other worlds, this place is relatively flat. It'd be pretty expensive producing anime. Not really. You can actually make one in Krita. You ever heard of Krita? It's an animation software. Transmitting typing signals into geosynchronous orbit and strips the system's GPS satellites, causing them to crash nearby. Okay. Well, apparently they were already crashing. There's really nothing interesting. Yeah, there's nothing interesting about these. There's got to be more to this. Or is it just... What are you doing over here, man? Dude, get away from there. You're freaking me out.
Just lead the way.
Okay, that was pretty boring. Alright, we're going to this last place and then getting off this hellhole. Enemies. Who are these guys? They don't look like yet. Are they pirates? Apparently they're enemies. Oh, they're firing at me now. Okay. Kind of just seems like Photoshop. No, you can animate with it. It still takes a lot of time to like fully animate something, but it's okay considering it's free. Attack! Blump blump. Get him! Squash! Oh, is this guy still alive? Not anymore. He's a bit toasty now. It's free? Well, it should be. I remember it being free. Let's see, Krita. Yeah, Krita.org. Yeah, #1 best free painting software in 2019. Well, that was from Painting. You can do that on it too, but you can also animate. Yeah, it's free. Krita.org. So yeah, even if you try it and you don't like it, it doesn't matter. Ooh, why are people talking about Dr. Manhattan? Oh, that's dumb. Looks like the reason why people are talking about Dr. Manhattan is because Elon Musk tweeted about it. I don't even... Ugh, I'm so sick of that dude already. I'm like, man, just go away. I don't want to hear about him anymore. Alright, see you, Hammer. Thanks for hanging out. I think I'm going to probably go too. It's getting pretty... I've been on for a long time. Let's see, can I destroy their vehicle? Nope. Okay. Well, back to the Normandy. Can I go back to Normandy? Oh, I can't. Why isn't it letting me go back? Is it because I'm in battle? Or it thinks I'm in battle? There we go. Yeah, I think I'm done, guys. I want to go get something to eat. What time is it? Oh, it's already going to be 2. Yeah. I'm going to go get some food. Thanks for hanging out, guys. It was fun. See y'all later.